This is the KoperCrabb Podcast.
I'm Cheney Crab.
Naveen Copperwise coming at you.
Today on the podcast are our friends Derek Rydquist and Justin McKinney of the Zenith Passage.
What up, guys? What up?
Hello.
What the fuck is up?
What's up?
Internet.
What's up?
Hello.
Are you ready to fucking mosh, internet?
Ready to party.
So this is our first episode back since Cheney's crash. So
Welcome back.
As you can tell, she's still recovering.
Looking a little rough.
It's
I
not
look like,
too bad though.
I was telling Naveen that I look like there's like a goat, half human, half goat character in
Narnia.
The Chronicles of Narnia, and I kind of look like I'm morphing into him a little bit on my nose because of the scabbing. But yeah,
I forget what that creature is called. It's like a man. Now I started
like a minotaur or something.
No, it's not a minotaur, not a
Same.
centaur. It's like a satire with
Really?
a Y, maybe.
Oh,
something.
Oh, the dude with the feet. He's got all crazy inverted knees.
He's kind of like
Yeah, I
the
think so.
guide, right? Like the kids find him first.
yeah. Once
Wait,
they
is he the one with all the Turkish delights or something?
No, he doesn't have the Turkish delights. That's the queen.
Yeah, I wish we had some of those.
What is a Turkish delight?
I don't know. I
there's-
always
there's
wonder.
Camel
that.
cigarette.
I always.
Yeah. Some of those mashed up.
That sounds
Put it
pretty
into a
good
pastry.
actually right now.
I mean, if it's anything
Like
like
Mashed up camel cigarette.
if it's anything like Turkish coffee, then I'd fucking love it. I'm sure.
Actually, I just realized another thing. This is the first time we've had two guests at once.
Wow. Yeah, it is. It truly is.
So,
So yeah, how?
It's lonely at the top. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, what have you guys been up to? What's new?
Oh man, that's like a loaded question for the last year, right? Like,
Yeah.
I haven't been up to much. Like I said, joined the Zenith Passage. That was cool.
Yeah.
And we released a song that we're super stoked on. Really happy to see that people are enjoying it. Like the spirit of the song is like being felt by the feedback I'm reading, which is
Yeah, it's
really
sick.
cool. So
Hell yeah.
you
Yeah, it's
I
great.
think people are excited to hear your vocals over like this kind of death metal again as well. It's cool.
For sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of you, and it's really awesome that you're in a band again. I mean, I know you did like John Frum, but it's a different thing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like a whole different ball game trying to do music like this. You know, it's like the John Frum thing, which we're probably going to get a record done this year, I hope. But that's
Awesome.
like unhinged weirdness where like you don't pay attention to timing and like
Yeah.
everything is improvised.
Totally.
And,
So it's a lot like Zenith Passage.
Yeah,
it's a, like,
Almost
one take.
exactly.
like coming back and then like getting back into like the everything on the grid super clean and like getting like John Frum stuff would kind of be like, wow, I really fucked that up, that was cool.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, I gotta like know what I'm doing again, and like I don't know what I'm doing at all with this stuff. Like I have no technique or anything, so it was kind of like interesting with the John Frum stuff to go like, I'm just gonna let this rip and see what goes.
Yeah.
And then coming back in here was like, all right, let's not get serious because that other stuff is quite serious, but you know, just like
Clean it
let's
up.
get
some.
let's get disciplined here.
Yeah.
Totally.
For sure. But I the song is super sick, you guys.
Thanks,
Yeah,
dude.
it
By the
rules.
way.
It
Appreciate
rules.
it.
Congratulations
And
on
the video looks pretty cool too. I
Thanks,
like you
dude.
guys jumping around shirtless. That was a good.
Dylan Gould did all the editing. He said he had 652 layers for that.
Yeah, it looks like
Wow.
it. Looks really gnarly. I mean, like I said, I thought the video is definitely cool, but I just felt like the shirtless jumping around made the video. I was
Yeah.
like, that's super sick.
I liked it
I
too.
was trying to.
I also liked that Matt was fully clothed behind
Yeah.
all of you. Like,
He's weird about taking his shirt
Yeah,
off.
he's a little shy guy.
He doesn't like sleeping in the same bed as another person either. So when we're on tour, he just chooses to sleep on the floor. I'm like, dude, you can sleep on the bed. I'll sleep on the floor. You've been on the floor the whole tour.
I
He's like,
just-
no, I'm cool with it. I'm like, all right, dude.
I gotta take this opportunity to call Matt out. I was just in Vegas the last couple of days for that big show out there, and I was chatting with him, and he never hit me back. So
wow.
Damn. Whack.
he just totally ghosted me out there. In
He said he
Vegas.
was hangover. He was hungover or something.
He did tell me he was hungover. That was the last I heard from him.
He's still hungover from that video shoot.
Yeah.
He hasn't recovered.
Oh, you guys got kind of lit on that video shoot, right?
Yeah.
Just to like
gotta loosen up.
A little bit of social lubrication. You know, we're all like buddies, but that was like the first time I've been in the room with everybody, and like insider secret, not even everybody was in the room.
I was gonna, dude, I have a guess. Rob was not there, right?
Rob was not there.
Superimposed into the video.
I wonder if Rob's gonna be bummed that he's not on this episode. I just realized.
We've had Rob by himself.
You've had him on. Yeah, you guys had him on before, I think.
Yeah.
I know, but he might want to go around too, dude.
He actually, I want to have him.
Call him on round 3.
Call him in right now, dude.
I know.
Well, that's cool. So,
but yeah, the video was fun. I had my concerns. Like I'm not a big music video fan, but I guess like these days you got to do video content, right? Like you can't really go to a show. I went to a show yesterday or maybe the day before, which was rad to see again. But like if you can't go to a show, how are you supposed to watch a band play? I guess a music video.
Yeah,
right. What are
like
your?
I do stuff like in person for work. Like I talk all day at work, and like don't do that anymore. I'm on videos. I have to make videos all the time now. So it's like that's just the way the world's going for at least a while, and it's like cheaper and makes more sense. So
yeah, I know.
It's totally true.
Video, man.
What are your reservations with shooting a music video? Why don't you like it?
I just like didn't know if it was going to come together. Like we did it pretty haphazard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Justin was definitely more involved with figuring out the plan, but like, you know, we had like some borrowed lights and a camera on a tripod, and then Nicole actually shot almost all of it, and she did a killer job.
Nicole's my girlfriend, Nicole Papastavrou.
Who's
in the band called Callius.
Yeah.
Shout out Nicole. Shout out Callius.
But you're not really you're not like mad at this video. You just don't really.
Oh no, this video was sick. Like I went in, I was like, oh, like when you shoot on a green screen, it's really weird too, because like you got to shoot from like you can never see the feet. But I guess if you saw the feet, that'd be weird too. But like when you think of a movie, right? It's like an establishing shot. Wait, I don't understand how this camera works. You know, you got like the wide shot, and then you see everything in there, and then it cuts close so you know who's in there. And I was like, how are they gonna know like we're in the band together? But it's sick. It worked out. The dude who edited fucking nailed it. And I was like, when I watched it, I was like, holy shit, like this is a rad music video.
Yeah, I trusted in Dylan just of all his work he's done for bands. Dylan Gould, incredible dude. So I was like, yeah, just green screen it, and then we just figure it out later, fix it in post.
So basically you like shot everything and just sent it over to Dylan. What else has he done? His name sounds so familiar, but I don't.
He's done like small stuff. He just did stuff for Carnifex recently.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. And he's done like some smaller bands in Canada. And I know I'm forgetting a few, but he's gone on tour with like bands doing like photos and editing photos. Like he was on Summer Slaughter 2019, I believe.
Okay.
The year that we
photos.
did. No, the year that we
did 2018.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, oh fuck, and I don't know him. That's shot of me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He was the one after that.
Where
the one that no one complained about.
Yeah.
So,
no shit.
Is that song like a single for an album coming up, or is that just like a one-off thing that you guys wanted to do?
It's a single, but for an album that's going to come out at some point.
Yeah.
Word.
I know.
It's
For
like
sure.
we're like, okay, we're reintroducing the band now with like 2 new members. But we just want to get something out, and then, but it's like, it's interesting because it's like not just one album, it's going to be 2 albums. So
Okay.
there's going to be a lot of stuff
I
coming
can't
out.
wait to hear it. I mean, it sounds super sick with Derek and Brandon
Thanks,
edition.
dude. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
crazy
good.
to have a dude that both 2 dudes I've looked up to since I was a kid in high school in the
Yeah.
band. So it's like
Like
super
young buck
cool.
over here.
Oh
It's
yeah,
tight.
yeah. Oh, Justin,
I
are
got
you
the
young?
boys.
Are you younger?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm not that much young. I'm
No.
33.
Oh, you're
Oh,
older than I
shit,
am. I'm gonna
dude.
be 33 next
Young
month.
motherfucker, dude. Just
Oh, happy early birthday.
Happy early.
Thanks, dog. So what brought about you joining Zenith? I mean, I like, full disclosure, I've been hearing kind of about it for the last couple of years, so I figured that it would eventually happen. And Rob sent me the song like a while ago, and I
busted him out.
Yeah,
Busted him out.
it was awesome. It was awesome.
Rob,
and I was like, but how did it come about? Yeah.
Let's see. It's just was kind of organic, like
because you
me and
guys are like
Justin-
friends and you hang out and live near each other.
yeah, like
Right.
Yeah.
me and Justin and like some of the homies like Brandon, Steve Jones, couple other friends that you guys know are all in this group chat together for like the last 5 or 6 years, and we talk all day, every day, you know.
For sure.
And then, you know, sometimes it would just be like, yo, let me get on a track, let me do that, or he'd be like, yo, when are you gonna track this song? And then we did our death metal quickie a few months ago, which was like that minute-long song with Justin and Nicole.
Totally.
And that was probably like the dry run to see if it was gonna work out.
When you were on drums,
I was like kind of shocked because it like I sounded pretty. I mean, I'm like 36 years old now. I'm okay with like saying it sounds good. I was surprised that my voice sounded
a humble man
at this point.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit! Like, I guess I can do this still.
Yeah.
And I guess I can do it.
I don't practice. I don't warm up. I don't have technique. I just went in.
I just
to
go
the living room.
Naveen style, dude.
And we just opened up like a closet, and I yelled into the closet, and I was like, oh shit, it works.
I was kind of wondering because I know that you've done John Frum, but that I was assuming that's not taken up like a whole lot of time, really. So
no,
it's like
that's like a kind of like a more like a studio project.
Yeah.
I don't know if like that was the intention, but like when I got involved, we were all like amped to tour and shit, and like, you know, Dillinger was kind of ending, and then I got a real job, and like I couldn't prioritize being on tour anymore, basically, is what happened. And so like I went from being this guy who was like, fuck yeah, we can tour, to being like, oh, I don't know if I can do that anymore. So kind of killed the dream a little bit.
So what's that mean for Zenith Passage? Dream is killed?
No dreams have been shattered. We plan on touring, just probably not as as frequently as it once was.
Yeah, because Justin, you're really
long enough to like begin that dream yet. You know, we got to like get more shit recorded and just like figure out plans. Totally. You know, I can get a lot of time off work. That's like not a big deal, but you know, we just got to make sure also it's the right idea with the right bands and the right time and all that good stuff.
Totally.
And like to me, it sort of seems like touring. I know bands are touring, but we're in like the really experimental stage of touring again, you know? So totally. I don't really look at like that of myself wanting to go on tour for like probably a year, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't think we will until
I think it's too sketchy. It's too much of an investment to have your tour just get like canceled. Like we have some friends that were on a tour and one guy got COVID and the whole tour got
it's
canceled.
Just canned.
Like, I'm gonna
all that money and time just like gone.
And it's like, you know, Chaney and I front the band. I mean, the band is me and Chaney now, so it's like we're paying for it out of like our bank account.
Yeah, and we face the loss if it happens.
Yeah.
So
when is your guys' record gonna come out?
It's gonna.
It depends on how many more like accidents we get into.
Yeah, no shit. It's gonna come out in the spring of 2022, but you know, I didn't honestly anticipate to healing this quickly. I can't really because I still don't have feeling in my lips, so it's like I can do vocals just fine, but it's the enunciation that's like it's gonna take me probably a month to be back on track.
And just I know you take that enunciation very seriously. You're like, you're on point with your technique and doing all that stuff. Like I see you posting like a cappella videos. I could never do that. It would just be like garbled mush until I got on top of my shit again.
Chicken clucking.
Like, I was saying like I sounded sick, but I didn't sound sick all the time. Like me and Justin, when we want to talk about vocals, we refer to it as like chicken clucking, because like I would try to be like bada, 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 like fast, and it would just come out like sounding like ass, dude. So like, yeah. Oh, my dog is sneezing. If you guys hear,
oh, dude, Tails is around.
Boy,
come here, dude.
How old is Tails now?
I know,
dude.
Like 10?
He's got to be old.
Hold on, hold this.
He's got to be like 10.
No one wants
10,
to hear
11.
about how old their dog is. Though,
That's true. That's true. Sorry.
He's young at heart. Look at this man right here.
Good boy.
What do you have to say about yourself?
He's gotten darker in his older age. You know, don't you think he's gotten a bit darker than he was?
Yeah, he's a little more brown these days. Not so red, but he's still pretty cute. Yeah,
Tails is so bad.
Yeah, he's really cute.
He's so
He's the good homie. I've had him for 10 and a half years now.
Damn,
so
that's
he's
so
probably
awesome.
like 11 and a half, getting up there.
That's the homie right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him go back to sleep.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. See you later, buddy.
Bye, buddy. So did do both of you collaborate on the vocal lines? Because Justin, you write most, if not all, of Zenith's material, right?
Yeah, I do a majority of like the musical writing. And then like it's cool because working like we did that too, me and Greg, but in terms of like lyrics, like that was all Derek. Whereas like I hate writing lyrics. It's like the bane of my existence. But like having someone just like be like, okay, like I'm writing all these vocals and they're like really sick and like it's like really cohesive and everything just kind of flows like really well. Like not to say that Greg didn't, but like it's just a different perspective of like working with a different kind of vocalist. So
absolutely.
Yeah, and that was like kind of another thing that got us talking about me doing the band, right? Is like Justin lives like 25 minutes from me. It's not hard to collaborate.
Yeah,
like he's at my house right now, or I could go over to his house and we were supposed to work on a song today, but we got distracted or something or other. We were trying to figure out this audio interface.
Yeah,
so
it's a pain.
We were gonna like try and do like some pattern mapping on a new song today, but maybe we'll do that after.
Like vocal pattern mapping. That's what do you do that normally? Because we just started. We've done that on the newest record. Like Naveen and I went through, and I was essentially just making, fucking noises all the way through to.
Or I would think of some word that sounded cool. I'll be like, dude, say endless salt or something like that,
Yeah.
And what was really cool about it is usually I'll have some input for Cheney, but she'll be like, oh, well, the word is like 4 syllables, or I already have these lyrics that my idea won't work, basically.
Yeah, or I have to like improvise.
What was super sick about this is I could just be like, hey, try this, and she could just do it, without being stuck to the lyrics that she had already written, and then go back and write the lyrics to the patterns.
Yeah, that's basically what we did on this track. Was Justin and I were supposed to like get together and do that, and then we just kept dodging each other for some reason or another, and then it was like homework. I was like, okay, I'll do mine, you do yours, and then Justin did his before I did mine, and it was like half of the ideas were the same as I was going to do anyways. So then we did that, and then I wrote a bunch of lyrics, and then kind of went back to the pattern and was like, okay, like this almost fits there, and if I change the words enough, like contextually in the story of the song, it can be moved from the end to the beginning. And we did a lot of that, and so it'd be like, all right, I need like 16 syllables here. Where can I pull this from and keep it contextual and keep it like, the integrity of the lyrical content is still there while making sure it fits the music.
Yeah. So it like starts off as like a rough, like rhythmic idea where like we'll find out the rhythmic motif that fits over the riff.
Yeah.
And then just like make dumb noises like burr, 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 or whatever,
Exactly.
And then send that. And then, like he writes lyrics and then, like pretty much plugs them in.
Yeah,
to where they would go rhythmically, and then like just rewriting phrases to make sense lyrically, but also fit rhythmically.
Yeah, the first time I did that was on the John Frum record, because like I'd never met any of those guys before, and so they just sent me their songs, and I've had band practice a couple times with them. I just actually got in a room with them in New York back in June, which was fun.
Oh, sick.
But like, I didn't know how to work with these guys. We had no rapport, really. It was just kind of like, can you do this? And I said, yeah. And so that was how we like established our musical communication, was just by I would do like whisper tracks and like, it's like totally embarrassing. Like I didn't have a microphone. I didn't have like, I'm hardly a vocalist. I found this microphone in my closet like a decade. But like, I was literally hunched over my laptop webcam speaker, like whispering into Reaper, because it was the only thing that I could find for free. And like, that's how that happened. But then I found how useful that was.
Totally.
Yeah. I can't really imagine going back.
No.
I think we did that like for like a day, like a night you came over to do whisper tracks for Frum.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got Zaw that night. I remember we got some
Zaw.
Yeah.
And some sick whispers.
Dude, those whispers.
Dude, what's your guys' favorite shitty pizzeria?
Probably Domino's.
Like chain.
Domino's.
Dom's goes.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if y'all got it up there, but down here they've got this like $7.99 5-topping carryout deal.
Where
Was it every Thursday?
No,
at
it's every
Domino's?
day.
Oh shoot!
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they have it here for sure.
unstoppable.
Dude, it's so good. Those cheap Domino's, whatever happened a few years ago when they decided to up the recipe, they really just they fucking nailed it with that.
They nailed it.
It used to be kind of a thing that we would do the podcast and then like get a Domino's afterwards.
Yeah.
But haven't been doing it.
I'm trying to think. Like every time I go to Santa Cruz, I make sure to get Pizza My Heart.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We just had it
we just
2
had
nights
it.
ago.
Yeah. They have.
You don't live too far from the Capitola one, so yeah, that's pretty. Or the Village one might be even closer. But you guys moved actually since last time.
Yeah, but we still live in the
seen
same.
you.
We still live in the same area. We live like a mile away from where we used to live.
But yeah, we go to Pizza My Heart for sure.
Pizza My Heart is the fucking bomb.
It's
I
the
mean,
bomb.
it's
Some
really good
pep.
pizza.
Yeah, it's super the bomb. And then they've got vegan pizza too. I know you guys aren't vegan, but it's
Oh, they do?
yeah, it's super
Full
good
blown
too.
vegan
Oh,
pizza.
shoot.
Yeah, like vegan sausage.
Vegan
and
cheese, too?
pepperoni.
Yeah, they introduced it. Yeah.
Have you been to that pizza joint? I think it's off Swift Street, Bantam.
No,
It's like classy pizza. You guys got to go like date night at Bantam.
Oh damn.
that sounds
It's
cool.
fucking bomb.
I'll have to check that
See,
out.
that's the
It's
thing.
kind of
is-
over by the brewery on the west, like
Oh, the west,
west
like
side.
Nubo.
No, Humble Seat.
Oh, Humble Sea. Yeah, that place.
Is that
rules.
what you're talking about?
no, like Santa Cruz Mountain Brewery or something.
Oh, I don't know where
Kind of
that
by
is.
that New Leaf on the west side.
Oh.
Is that? Are you from Santa
for
Cruz?
those of you who are wondering why I'm talking, I'm from Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
me and
Naveen
Naveen are from the
knows
same
all of
area,
this
so we're
stuff.
gonna just like reminisce a bit.
Naveen knows all this stuff about you, but I know that you visit here a lot, and I think your mom lives here still, right?
No, actually, all of my family moved out.
Oh, fuck.
Either my mom or my brother. My brother was the last one to live in Santa Cruz. He was living in Felton. He moved to Denver. My mom moved up to like near Lake Tahoe.
Oh, that's cool.
I actually need to check in on her. She got evacuated the other day from
Damn.
the fire up there.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
But I think I would have heard if it was bad. So
Yeah.
We got a bit of the smoke down here from that fire. It was kind of gnarly. Like, you mean it was a few days ago?
yeah. But
totally.
so my mom moved out there, I don't know, like 5 years ago. And then I moved to LA like 10 and a half years ago. And I come up every so often. Like a lot of my friends are still up there. My tattoo artist, who I know you have a tattoo by him too,
I
Cheney.
do. Herb.
Herb Auerbach. Shout out
okay.
Herb.
Yeah, shout out.
You go to get tattooed in SoCal there?
Yeah, right there at California.
Oh, what did you get
sick.
done by him?
I've got like what? Oh my god!
Which one in that grand?
This tattoo.
Oh, sick, dude. He's
This
really, really
one,
good.
like, this one. most of them are from him.
Do you like?
He's my old college roommate.
That's exactly what I was going to ask.
You know, it's one of those stories.
Did you go to UCSC?
I went to Cal State Monterey Bay.
Oh shit.
I was too lazy to take the SAT twos. You needed to do that for the UC system, and I was like, nah.
No.
It's like
I mean,
too
you
much
went to
studying.
college, so that's pretty.
I know.
not
Congratulations
lazy.
on that. Did you graduate?
I graduated. I actually
Wow.
like somehow got through like a year of being on tour and going to school at the same time.
Damn.
And I just like didn't tell them I was gone. And I would just like before class be like, oh, I'm not feeling well. And then like still submit my work. And I would try to work from the road. But this was like, you know, when I was on tour, like there weren't smartphones and shit, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
we couldn't afford to be on the internet. It was wild. Like I think about how much different touring must be now that you can just like entertain yourself. Like
When was the last time you went on tour?
Yeah.
like a real tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Probably
was it?
like 2011 or early 2012.
Holy shit.
Was it
I
Summer
think,
Slaughter? No. Never
no,
mind.
it was, I think the last tour I did was Suffocation.
Oh, that Decrepit Birth.
Yeah, Decrepit Birth, Suffocation.
I think.
And then I think some of the last shows I played were with you, Naveen, like in South by Southwest.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Remember
yeah.
we all got lost that night and
Yeah.
like everyone's phone was dead.
We were all drunk and
Yeah,
got
that was
into
crazy.
like fights with our girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like one of our first fights that we ever got, and was that night of South by Southwest. That's fucking hilarious.
Just because we were drinking like all the whole entire day. Like
I had just started drinking too then at that point in my life, like months prior.
Yeah.
Like I was a straight edge person until 26 or so.
Oh wow.
And then like I'll choose my words wisely because I think being straight edge is cool and fine.
Yeah,
and
totally.
It makes a lot of sense. But like I was in Japan. We were on tour with Cannibal Corpse and Misery Index. And what were we doing out there?
Probably
after our first show, we were having like such a good time. And then like Brandon and Lyle came up to me after the show and they're just like, look, you're in Japan. We're probably never going to be here again. You're going to come with me and Brandon. We're going to go to the sake bar and you're going to drink some sake with us. All right. Like, we'll keep it mellow. You don't have to like get crazy. And then I was like, you know what? You guys are kind of right. Like I probably just like lost the sense of community from the straight edge scene that I used to have when I was more like involved in whatever, comes with that. And I went and then I was like kind of buzzed and I was like, oh wait, this is like the same thing. I'm just like kind of feeling slightly different. Like I don't feel dumb. I don't feel out of control. Like I've definitely been dumb and out of control, but it was fine. And I felt like I could be responsible as an adult and start having some drinks.
Was that like a preconceived notion that you had about drinking, that if you did drink, you would be dumb and out of control? And that was...
No, it just like, I don't know. I grew up and I was big into like the punk scene and the hardcore scene. And then when I was like 7th or 8th grade or something, like my brother was like a party animal and like I didn't necessarily want to be that. And I met these guys that were his age that were like in hardcore bands in Santa Cruz and stuff. And like they introduced me to new music that I liked. And I was like, oh, these guys are really cool. And like they're straight edge and I don't do that stuff either. Like maybe I should get more serious about how I feel about being straight edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Were you
It lasted a while and then I was just like, you know what? Like I can do whatever I want really. And so I started doing it.
And then you're
still
out of control at South by Southwest, unhinged.
Dude, that was hectic.
Demon unhinged. The demon unleashed.
Dude, behind the music. I remember we were out with some guys. I was standing in line at like Death Metal Pizza. I don't know if you were there, Naveen.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I was with like a few dudes, some guys from JFAC, Whitechapel, and some guys saw me and recognized me of all people, which is kind of weird. But I was just like, he's like, oh, like, can I get you a slice of pizza? And I was hammered. I was just like, yeah, but if you get me pizza, you have to get all my friends pizza too. And like, that's like money to everyone's ears. It's like, fuck, yes, I can get like fed tonight. Yeah. And the guy was like, oh, well, cool. I just found $100 on the ground. So yeah, sure. I'll hook you guys up. Then I was like, well, how about some shots too then? And he's like, I know a place with $1 Jaeger shots. And that's when it got dark.
Yeah.
He took us to this bar and then like,
yeah.
I don't want to put anybody on blast, but it got really crazy out there.
You don't have to tell them. You don't have to say names.
Plot twist, it was actually your $100 that fell out your pocket. Yeah. Your whole tour payout.
Yeah, right. Imagine having $100 back then. Crazy.
Thing is, South by Southwest is like one of the sloppiest events I've ever attended in my entire life. At the end of the night, on what's the name of that main? 6th? Third.
Right? I think it's 3rd.
I think it's 6.
Oh, it is 6.
I remember
my bad.
Death Metal Pizza's address is 66 6th Street.
My bad.
Wow, look at them. But I mean, dude, at the end of the night at South by, there will be like people in army uniforms puking all up and down the street. It's a fucked up scene at the end of the night.
Yeah,
so
really...
I feel like they should like remove all electric scooters from 6th Street.
I'm gonna have to double down on that one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to agree with you there.
Yesterday,
I can agree too.
Yeah.
Do you guys know about
right.
Justin's scooter troubles?
I do, because he told me, but you should talk about it too, Justin. We're gonna do like
there's
a
like
fucking
the dangers of scooter riding
episode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, scooters are not sick sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
What happened?
Like they are sick, but they're not sick. I was just cruising. You know, I bought this one. It went like 50 miles an hour.
Oh my God.
And, yeah, it was pretty sick.
Scooters are not sick. This one was pretty sick.
This one was pretty sick, though. No, because I lived like in El Segundo, which is like on the what beach is that? Dockweiler. So like there's like a really long beach bike path, and I just take that to work every day. So I just got a scooter and was just hauling ass every day to work. And then one night I kind of had a little bit to drink, and I was like, I'm gonna ride my
That's
scooter.
what it is, dude. Right there, man. That's
combining drinks with scooters. And then like I was like, man, I'm getting like I want to like try to do some tricks, I think. So, and I was
this part of it.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
I was going like 40, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take my feet off of the because I was sitting down because it's like it has like a seat on it too. And I sat down, I took my feet off, and I started getting the death wobble. And I was like, oh man, I gotta correct this. So I put my feet down and then flip over the handlebars and then like smash my arm. And like,
I do remember that. I do remember,
dude.
This was a long time ago, right?
Yeah, back in October of 2019.
Okay, so not that
when
you had like your hand was like in a cast or something, or
it fucking sucked. But I've been skating like pretty much my whole life, so I've taken that fall many times, but probably in and out at like 40 miles an hour.
Damn, dude.
Serious speed.
Yeah, and I got up and I'm like, whatever, and then I'm like, wait, my arm won't move, like it's not normal.
Oh fuck.
And I'm like, I picked it up and it just like was in immense pain, and everything like made sense. I'm like, wait a minute, I think my arm is broken now. So I had to like use one arm to like go all the way back to my house, and then my girlfriend at the time took me to the ER, and then we got all patched up. But like luckily, like it wasn't as bad as it could have been, like especially like after seeing like and hearing about what happened to you guys and you, Chain, like that's fucking scary, dude.
Yeah, the funny thing is that there is nothing that happened to me at all except for on my face. So it's like it looks really, really extra bad because I fucked up my face. But it's like, yeah, I got drunk too, and but I luckily didn't have the pain part that you're talking about. I think I was blacked out for like an hour. That's my guess, because that's the time that Naveen was looking for me. And I woke up, we live next to a police yard, and I woke up in the front of the like business front of the police yard. And I thought that I had just landed in a puddle of liquid because I was all wet.
Oh,
and I wasn't in pain at all. And I brought my stuff back home, and Naveen confronted me when I walked in the house because he had been freaking out looking for me. And I was like, he was kind of like, Cheney, what? And I was just like, what's wrong? Is something wrong with me? Like, I had no idea that anything was going on. And he was like, you need to sit down on the couch. You need medical attention.
Oh, shit.
It was really, really bad. Like her nose was like completely covered in blood, red, and like busted open. And her lip was like really fat and had like lacerations on it. And,
yeah, that's why it's so hard, because I have the stitches up on my gums. Crazy. I can feel them kind of loosening every day, which is like a glimmer of hope toward doing vocals.
Yeah,
but
totally.
It's like, it's very tense in my mouth still, but I'm surprised, like I said, that I've done this well after a week.
Yeah, it's only been a week and a day.
Yeah, a week ago, my entire face was swollen and just completely bloody.
Yeah.
And Naveen's sister is getting married next week, and I'm a bridesmaid in her wedding. So like the first thing I was asking all of these nurses is, am I going to look normal in 2 weeks when I'm supposed to be in someone's fucking wedding pictures, you know? And they told me that by then I would just need some makeup, and I didn't believe them at all because it was so horrific when it happened. But it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, yeah, if the 1 week has gotten you this far, another week is going to
totally.
Yeah, hopefully
do wonders, I'm sure.
I mean, you sent me a picture and you're like, can we do this podcast next week? I'm like, fuck, dude.
It's like, why are you thinking about the podcast?
I know, that's sad. I was totally thinking about it.
I know, I wanted to cancel it, and Cheney was like, hey, why don't you just go do like a podcast by yourself? So last week I just did like the saddest podcast ever, just like talking about what happened.
Yeah, I watched that one.
Oh, nice. And then
I recapped it for Justin.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, got him up to speed.
Play-by-play.
But then also, I mean, even this week, I was like, you sure you want to do it? I mean, we got a pretty good excuse to chill. I feel like I'm pretty fun.
It's like after, I still can't really chew. Like all I can really eat are beans and rice. So Honestly, being a bridesmaid next week, it's like a good dieting technique to get ready for it. Justin,
it's funny though, like those like hospital thoughts you have, like, you know, you remembered to reach out to Justin and be like, oh, like, do you mind if we don't do this? Like, when you're just like dealing with some other shit. I remember I broke my arm skateboarding at my buddy's house, and like both arms broken, or both bones broken here, and like my wrist was relocated.
Whoa.
And then like I went in, and I remember I woke up and I was like, I want to go home. Like, I want to see Monday Night Raw. This was, you know, like I was like maybe a freshman in high school, or maybe 8th grade, something like that. And my mom was like, it's like 7 a.m. the next day. You've been out, like you were down for the count, and like you're in immense pain. You just don't realize it yet. But like that was the only thing I cared about, was like getting home to watch wrestling.
Did you record it on the
that technology did not exist.
DVR,
time, man.
Might be on YouTube. You can watch it.
I know. Now you can go back and watch it.
You never saw it.
Did you break your arm skateboarding?
Yeah, I was doing a trick I'd done a million times over at my buddy's house. We would all skate in Aptos at my friend's house. He'd had like a launch ramp and a rail and a fun box. And I was trying like a real trick. Then I was just doing kind of like getting back to one, and just did a 5-0, a backside 5-0. And I just slipped out and landed on my arm. Like,
oh yeah, you try to catch yourself. Yeah,
and bent back the wrong way.
No thanks.
So since
I remember like my friend's parents were like, we need to call the ambulance. And his parents knew mine, so they called my dad, and then he was like, no, I'll just come and get him. And like, my arm was so broken. He brought a newspaper, and he made me hold my arm with a folded newspaper while we drove to Dominican from Aptos, which is like, I don't know, 10 miles or something. And it was like, my dad, when I was a kid, he won a car. He won a Mazda Miata.
Wow.
And so like that was the car he was driving. He won it in a raffle. And it's like this tiny little car that's just like boom, boom, hitting every bump so hard. My arm is just like so incredibly broken. And then like I got a little older. I was like, oh yeah, fucking ambulance is like $10,000.
Yeah.
He didn't want to.
So expensive.
He didn't want to catch that bill.
I'm just waiting for those bills to drop on us. Like I can't wait to see. I know that my surgery alone was $8,000.
Fuck.
So we'll see how the rest.
Well, no, you have insurance.
Out.
She has insurance.
I have insurance, luckily, but
you could still even contest that stuff. Like I have a friend who had like $10,000 worth of bills, and they kept sending him the bill. And one day he called and he got the right person on the line, and he was just like, I don't have the money for this. Like, what can you reduce it at all? And they're just like, you know what? Just forget about it. We'll erase all the debt.
What?
Yeah.
Just like that, huh?
Yeah.
I've heard of stuff like that. Or you just say like, I'll give you 2,000 right now if it's 10,000 or whatever.
It makes me feel better about not having insurance.
No, dude, go get it, Justin.
Yeah,
go get it, dude. Like I rolled no insurance till like last year, and then just was like, all right, I gotta do this insurance thing, and it does annoy me, but.
Dude, last time I went to the hospital and didn't have insurance, I think we figured out it was a kidney stone, and I thought I was dying. And so they put me on like a crazy amount of morphine, and they came in and they're like, okay, sir, can you like fill out your name and address and stuff now? And I was like, you think I know that stuff right now? I was like, so dust. I was just like, I can't write or recite any facts right now.
Yeah. That's
okay.
That's
we'll come back later. They never came back, and I just like got out for free.
Lucky.
That's kind of what Cheney was saying. She was like, I don't know. They asked me a lot of questions, and I was on morphine. So
and drunk. I was drunk, and they were giving me like 2 milligrams of morphine at a time. It's like, how much do you expect me to rattle off while my fucking face is falling off and I'm on morphine?
That crossfade. ER crossfade.
Not good, man. Not good.
Well, since you guys are both from Santa Cruz, did you hang out when you were kids? I know that you were.
Me and
you and Derek. Derek, I know you were in a band with Chase, right? The Taste of Blood.
Yeah, that's how I know Naveen.
Yeah. Okay.
So
we didn't really know each other as kids. We met.
No, like in later high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I was like super intimidated by Naveen too, because like I liked Animosity, and he's like a sick ass musician, and I was like, fuck, this guy's like the real deal. Has been on tour, you know, like has a CD out on a record label. That's fucking crazy, you know.
Totally.
That's legit, dude. I'm glad you felt that way.
And then we would practice. We practiced at Chase's house right after you guys would practice. I think is probably how I started interacting with you at first.
Yeah, I do.
Remember that there was like that second story jam room or something?
Yep, totally.
Wait, so Chase was in both bands overlapping?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't even know that the Taste of Blood existed like
Oh yeah, it did.
While he was in Animosity. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Chase and discovered Derek, dude. Discovered him.
Got discovered.
No, dude, we discovered Chase.
True.
Because I was friends with his girlfriend in high school, and she's like, "You got to meet Chase. He's like really good at guitar." Blah blah blah. Because I think he was in our band before Animosity, or maybe he had just joined Animosity. I don't know. It was something close like that. But I remember like also getting weird vibes because like you guys had like corn stickers, or Chase had like a corn sticker on his dresser, and like I missed nu metal. Like that was kind of like a Santa Cruz thing, right? It was just like you got into punk and then you somehow got into metal. At least for like a lot of people I knew. Like
that makes sense.
I skipped the nu metal and I always like disliked it. And I was like, wait, what's up with these guys? How come they like corn and how come they like it rubbed me strangely.
Suspicious.
That's pretty clean though. If you're like, yeah, never got into it. That's
I know people are gonna like call bullshit on that, but like I think I've only heard that. I've heard Twist because I think that song's pretty funny.
That's the only corn song you've heard.
I love watching people do vocal covers of Twist.
What? I've never seen that.
Dude, I gotta see that.
You gotta watch. They're so funny. They're so good.
Please.
Yeah.
But
no, we liked nu metal, but like, okay, in our defense, we liked when we were into nu metal, because I've known Chase since I was like 12. So we were into like punk and nu metal and actual metal as well all at the same time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I wouldn't have the same musical taste if I hadn't met Chase. And like you guys know Joel Horner from like Odious Mortem. He played in Decrepit Birth. Joel is like literally the first person I've ever met in my life. Like we went to preschool together.
Wow.
So I met him when I was like 3 or 4 years old.
Wow.
Like we've been friends for our whole life. I just saw him a couple days ago in Vegas. But like,
oh, okay, got now it's all making sense. Instagram's all making sense to me now.
Yeah.
Because
you guys went to Taste the Blood for a little bit too, and like for those of you who are wondering, that was my high school band. It's called the Taste of Blood. It was named after my friend's barbarian character in Diablo 2. Nice. But so that's the backstory on that funny name for a band. It's when I still get like some of my friends like, you got to go back to that band. That's the good band. How can you let that one go?
Nostalgia is a really powerful drug, dude.
Yeah. And then, but then like we got Chase in the band, and like Joel was super into like death metal at a very early age. I remember like in high school he had Spawn of Possession cabinet, like ready to go. He had like Whisper Supremacy, Cryptopsy.
Yeah.
You know, he was showing me like all this crazy stuff, and like it was getting into our friend circle. And then like Chase opened up a whole other dimension of that too. And then like, you know, I owe those guys a lot for musical influence.
Totally.
My brother was also a big influence. I remember like he had Once Upon the Cross by Deicide, and I just loved that album cover. I was like, whoa, there's like a bloody guy under a under a sheet. This is hard. And then like I stole the CD out of his room and listened to it.
That was actually
oh fuck, it's Jesus who's dead under this. This is so sick.
That was the first blast beat that I ever heard, was Once Upon a Cross.
Wow.
Yeah. Like me and Sean got it from Music Animal downtown when there used to be like a death metal store downtown Santa Cruz for like a couple months, obviously. And then we were like, dude, the CD, like we'd show it to people and be like, the CD isn't skipping. Like that, the drummer is like actually doing that. Like, because he'd be like, you know?
I remember the first CD I bought from Music Animal was at the flea market in Santa Cruz. He had a booth every week.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I got my first drum set, bro.
Wait, the guy? Yeah. The guy who's still selling metal t-shirts at the Santa Cruz
Well, he's not anymore now.
Until coronavirus ruined
testing site.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I bought The Great Southern Trendkill by Pantera. Nice. And I was like, I had Cowboys from Hell, and then like a lot of band had happened between that record and The Great Southern Trendkill, and I was just like, holy shit, this is insane music. You know, I was in like 5th or 6th grade. It was insane to me.
I know the feeling.
The Music Animal, that guy helped me out a little bit, I guess, there.
Wait, so Music Animal, that's his shop.
Yeah. He had an actual physical like store.
Yeah.
Totally.
It was like down by the Taco Bell in downtown Santa Cruz for a little bit.
Which is also gone now.
It's also gone now.
Yeah.
I know. I can't believe that. That's crazy.
They're turning the entire downtown of Santa Cruz into apartments, basically, with shops underneath it.
Kind of sucks.
Gentrification.
I mean, like really sucks, actually.
It does suck.
You mean like you don't think a death metal store should go out of business?
Should go out of business.
I don't know how he had that. Was like so sick though. A whole metal store, you know, like
yeah,
that's so sick.
Had all sorts of those like he like imported a bunch of stuff from like Mexico, so he'd have those like embroidered death metal shirts and shit like that.
Damn, that's tight, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, back to what you were asking about, Jane. Like if we hung out, I'm trying to remember like. One of the first memorable hangouts I've had with Naveen was I think you were going to Cabrillo, or Chase was going to Cabrillo, the community college in Santa Cruz. And you guys were recording the Flesh Rot demo. This was like many years before Flesh Rot was like actualized with this record and stuff. And you asked me if I would like come track vocals on it.
Oh, really?
And I came down and I was like, all right, you got like, I never heard the songs. And I was like, all right, you got like lyrics and ideas for how this is supposed to go.
I was like,
and you're like, no, dude, like get in there.
Just go for it.
And I was just like, no, like, I don't think that's going to happen. And then it didn't happen. And we just chilled at the studio.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember that. That's funny. And then,
you have one of my favorite Naveen memories is actually from that night. Like, I don't know, you guys have found out from listening to the podcast, Naveen's fucking hilarious dude. And we were just like talking shit about bands, whatever, like, and for some reason, every band I would bring up, Naveen was like, that band sucks. That band sucks.
Nothing has changed.
Like every band I could bring up, I was like trying to like build some common rapport. He's just like, that band fucking sucks.
Just hating.
And then I was like, Naveen, tell me 3 bands that you think are good. And you sat there for like a minute, dude, in silence. And you were like, oh God.
Oh my God.
And you were like, Dying Fetus is good.
Yeah. True.
Suffocation's good.
True.
And then you said some other, I can't remember the other band. And you're like, and this band is good. Oh, no. That band sucks. That shit cracked me up.
I used to be way more of a elitist when I was a youngin'. Now I'm not really like that anymore.
No, you're like, you've gotten really good about not
like,
being an elitist.
It's pretty good, isn't it? It's
if
like,
I hate on something, Naveen will like be the expansive one who's like, well, I mean, this is good. Like, this,
and I'm like, come on, babe, we can't. I mean,
we
really,
can't hate on that.
They're not all bad,
I mean, I've observed the transformation actually. Like,
it's kind of
like,
weird.
I can tell it's coming and like feeling natural, and that you're like aspiring to be open and happier, and like it's really cool. It's like, again, like we grew up in the same area at the same time, playing the same music, and it kind of infiltrates your psyche in a certain way. And it's like, okay, cool. Like maybe I can stop hating so much and all.
Yeah,
it's true.
I'll
try some shit.
I guess I could still go there, but I just choose not to. I'm just like, all right, well, I don't really like it. It's still rare that I hear something that I'm like, all in freaking out about. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that I have to like, say everything sucks or sit there and be negative about it. Like it just is what it is.
That is pretty. I mean, even the things that I can think of that I'm not fully into, I can find a few good things about almost every band that I hear.
Yeah, or why? Like, let's just say it's like a hype band or something. I'll check it out and I'll just be like, okay, it's not really what I expected, but like, let me try to see why people would like this.
Yeah.
And that's
I'm like a super picky eater, and like I have to get the same attitude about food. Like I don't like ketchup, but it's not like I don't think ketchup sucks.
Are you in that ketchup haters group on Facebook?
No, I don't. I'm getting out of the hate zone.
Yeah, you're not. But not about it.
It's like hundreds of millions of people can't be wrong about ketchup. Like,
yeah,
True that.
I just don't. It just doesn't work for me. That doesn't mean it's bad.
Ketchup.
I don't vibe. Yeah,
He's not a saucy man.
yeah. I'm trying.
That's crazy.
really
I'm
tough.
like the polar opposite of you. I need like
8
several
sauces.
sauces. If I'm doing French fries, it's a sauce smorgasbord.
which honestly, it like kind of used to annoy me a little bit. You know, we'd like go because it's like you got to tell the waiter, like the waiter comes and like gives you all the food, and then Cheney's like, oh, can I get a side of spicy mayo and barbecue and or that's like, what kind of sauce comes with those fries? And they're like, all right, we got ranch, honey mustard, Thousand Island. She's like, yeah, okay, I'll take them all.
She's like, yes.
All of them.
Yes. All of them.
Justin, I feel like that's how you probably eat everything.
I eat everything with every kind of sauce. I got a pretty wide palate, I'd say.
You have a wide
I could eat anything.
Yeah.
Very wide.
Do you eat? Would you eat like disgusting foods? Like,
I'll try anything, dude.
Really? I can't do that.
I'm not doing it.
My stomach is too weak for that shit. It's like my mind, if I get something gross into my mouth, my mind is overactive and I can't. Yeah.
There are some few items that kind of make me think twice about swallowing it. And it's the lamb. For some reason, lamb, like off the bone, it's a weird thing. It's like a weird smell and it just lingers in your skin. I don't know. It's weird.
Dude, lamb's bomb.
I can have it in like a gyro or something, but like off the bone is just like, I don't know. And like my girlfriend's Greek. So her dad like makes like fresh lamb shanks and he's like, here, take this. And it's like 5 lamb shanks. I'm like, shit, dude, how am I going to eat this? I'm not trying to be rude. Like I'll eat anything they put on my plate. And being that he's Greek, he's like, he just wants to feed you. So I'm like, shit. All right. Yeah. So then I eat like 5 things of lamb shanks and just feel like shit for a week.
Damn. When the average person probably eats like 3 lam shanks, you go above and beyond.
They just keep giving me lamb shanks. I'm like, all right, man, I'll eat it.
Keep them coming, Dad.
Oh, shit.
But like a whole lamb just in the back on a rack, just
man. But Justin, so you grew up in LA, right?
No, I've actually grew up in few places. Mainly I was born and raised for the most part in Auberry, California, which is northeast of Clovis.
What the hell? Clovis?
We got to get a bigger city.
Dude,
than Clovis.
Okay. Is that really what you're rolling around telling people? It's like, which is an offshoot.
It's a suburb of Clovis.
No one, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so like northeast of Fresno, like on the way to Yosemite on the 41.
Okay.
It's like a little mountain town. My grandparents got a ranch up there, and I did a lot of growing up there.
The ranch is real sick.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We'll stop up there before we go to Yosemite and like kick it with the family.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
What kind of a do they have like animals on the ranch?
They did, yeah. Because my grandpa was a cop, or not like a cop. He's like a DA. So he had time when he wasn't working at the office, and he had like cattle. So like cattle, and then he had some goats at the time, but after he retired and he got a little bit older, he just started saying, yeah, I'm not really into it anymore.
You got that spooky horse up there.
Oh, Winnie?
Yeah, Winnie.
Dude, Winnie is as old as me. No joke. She's 33 years old.
Wow.
So crazy.
Yeah, man. Wow. Horses don't really live that long either, which is crazy. So
really?
Yeah. They usually die in their like their mid to late 20s.
Wow.
And she's 33.
Whoa.
So she's
still
an old horse.
Still knocking about?
She's just grazing, dude. Just hanging out. So I was go give her some apples. She's all sick.
We just watched a movie about a squid. Have you guys watched that squid document or octopus?
My friend, the
my
octopus
teacher.
Yeah, that's it.
So a Netflix original production.
You guys watched that?
Oh, did you make it? Don't you work for Netflix?
He makes all the music.
I work there. That's why.
You work. What do you do at Netflix?
It's a little too boring to talk about, but
okay.
I do like technical training for our employees on applications that exist to help us create content and like maintain the content on our service. So it's like,
what is that?
I got bored hearing you say
that. That's like the short version. That's easy.
That's the non-boring version.
Yeah, he's staying tech at Netflix.
I'm keeping it tech. No, we like. Yeah,
he works at Netflix.
I work over there.
I work at Netflix.
I had a couple of jobs over there. I think today is actually my 4-year anniversary over there.
Congratulations, dude.
And I used to have a job there where I would like go out to our set. So I went like, they moved me out to Amsterdam for a few months, and I went all over Europe to like the Witcher set and
So sick.
some other shit that I don't really have time to watch TV, so I can't remember what we make. But I would like go on set and like help them set up. So like a lot of their technical stuff would work, and like we communicate a lot with them. So I would like set up like conference rooms for them to talk with us and shit like that, and introduce them to what it's like to produce content for Netflix, and stay on set for a few days and make sure everything's working for them. And so now I basically do that, but for the people who work at Netflix. Those like the production companies, external people. I help people at my company do their jobs.
Okay. Did Henry Cavill recognize you? Isn't he like a metalhead? He's like, oh shit.
I didn't see him actually. Like that show took a really long time to produce.
Damn.
But
what show is that?
My The Witcher.
Oh, okay.
But
haven't seen
my Octopus Teacher. I watched that at Christmas with my mom. It was a good, wholesome family watch.
Yeah.
That's really right. That's funny because my mom, this is the first time my mom's ever been to California because I messed up my face, and she came and we just watched it with her like 2 nights ago.
She's actually in the other room, by the way.
Hell yeah, dude.
She is.
And she's probably
how's she enjoying California? Like Santa Cruz is a pretty sick place to come visit.
Yeah, she likes it. She honestly, she's not the most into traveling, but she told us today that, you know, seeing all of the sights and everything has inspired her to travel a little more and get out of Iowa more. So
we've been taking her to like all the spots, you know, Roaring Camp, the beach.
Yeah, dude, Roaring Camp goes a little mile hike.
We did that today.
We did that today.
That's all you need.
Yeah,
like, that's
true.
You're done.
Totally.
It's so true. Here's Santa Cruz. All right. Go back home, man.
So yeah, it's been fun.
Justin, don't you work at like a toy company?
Yeah, actually I did, and then I got laid off, but then they just call me back whenever they need me. It's really interesting how that's happening. But yeah, like I was there probably like 3.5 years. Actually, Derek worked there.
Who worked there before you?
Word.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the one who got me in there. That's right.
Really?
Yeah, Derek and Danny, our friend Danny. Shout out to the Drought.
The Drought Wizard.
Yeah, I worked there for like 3.5 years, like kind of doing like packaging, prototyping. It's really boring shit. And then
that's a really weird job. So like it took me a while to even like figure out the point of it and like why it was happening. But like basically like the designers would design the packaging, and they would print it out on like sticker paper, and then we would cut the stickers out and stick them to boxes and make fake boxes.
Yeah.
And then like Walmart would come, and we would build like a fake aisle in our showroom and be like, this is what it can look like in Walmart.
Yeah.
And then like Target does it different than Walmart does it. Then whatever toy shop does it. And so we'd like make like 18 boxes of all these different products and be like, your store too could look like this.
Yeah. It's like an arts and crafts, but you get paid for it, pretty much.
That sounds pretty fun.
I know, that sounds fun too.
It was pretty cool, but then like it turned into like more things as like the company got a little bigger, and they're like, wait, you do music? So they're like, hey, you want to like work on like this thing, like, and pitch your ideas? So like I started going to pitch meetings, and then next thing you know, like I'm pitching ideas, and like we're co-developing this loop-based toy. And I wrote like 250 tracks for yeah, dude, 250. Well, they're only like 8 bars.
Dude, let me sell you, dude. I have so many 8-bar loops.
Oh, you do?
And that's all I have the patience for.
Yeah, it's like four layers you can go up to, and you have four layers of instrumentation, and then they're all in the same key, C major, at 140 BPM, and then you just scan colors, and based on that color, it plays a certain instrumentation, a certain melody. So you just go around your house, and kids could just scan colors and make their own combination of like beats based on what color they scan.
Is that like some NDA really cool stuff you're describing right now?
No, it's been out for a while. I don't care, dude.
Fuck
they
it.
laid me out. I don't give a shit.
Fuck NDAs.
Where's my bonus, dude?
So wait, do you have one of them?
I don't have one of them here, actually, in my pocket. Just kidding. No, you go to like any Target, any Walmart. It's called Loomies. Loomies, yeah.
Okay.
I would have been a little more,
and it's
like,
all you.
Proud of that.
It's all Justin McKinney's like composition.
It's really cool.
Like all the music is me, and like I did co-develop some of the play pattern, but a majority of like the design. There's so much that go into toys, man. It's crazy, but
yeah.
That's super.
But yeah,
cool.
then I like wrote some songs for like a couple other little toys, and then
are they death metal songs
cool.
or?
They're actually, speaking of which, there is an Easter egg in the Loomies, and it's like a 6 shred riff.
Okay.
But you can only do it if you do a certain color combination. It's like green, orange, red, or something like that. I forgot. And then it does like a sick rip. Like it just rips a lick all sick. And then there's like a...
That's so sick.
Amazing.
So
my job there was way different. Like they had a keg there while I was working. And like
they still do.
My friend and I would just show up and just like start drinking, and then like we would be cutting with X-Acto knives, like very precise cuts, and like multiple times a day the blade would jump like the straight edge that you're using to cut, and we'd be like, whoa, that was a close one.
Yeah, dude.
I remember like the owner of the company came in one day and he's like, I know your guys' methods are a little unorthodox and you have a lot of fun in here, but you're doing great work. What do you want in the keg next?
Yeah.
Oh,
they're all sick, dude.
That's...
They take care of us, for the most part. Like, they make sure we had fun until like
until they laid you off.
Yeah, until they laid you off.
But they laid you off
Danny
because
off,
they laid you off because of Corona, right?
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, toys.
It's like everything's in a weird place right now. So like, I just kind of go back there as a temp and just work when they need me until hopefully things kind of level out. But I mean, who the hell knows, dude?
Yeah, I know. Who knows? We don't know.
We straight up
don't know.
So have you been like collecting that UE?
Oh, you know it. I'm kind of getting scared because it's running out, dude.
Yeah, that is kind of scary. When does it stop?
In like a month, like next month.
Damn.
So I'm celebrating by going to Greece with my girlfriend.
Hell yeah. When are you going?
We're going in the middle of September. We're going to stay for 12 days.
Oh, that's sick.
That's
I've
awesome.
always wanted to go there.
Dude, she like goes there all the time because she's Greek, and she goes rock climbing out there, and like we're going to go to like these like crazy like massive walls, and like there's like monasteries on top of them. Whoa. And she's going to like climb like it's like 7-8 pitches or something.
I got to get better and then come out for the next one.
You should just come out. We can just do single pitch.
Yeah, that'd be
Wait, Justin, are you going to climb too, or are you just going to like cheer her on?
I'm just gonna be at the bottom cheering. I have a thing with heights, dude. Like I can only go a certain height until I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
And like it took her to kind of like really put me on edge and like kind of make me start walking or crawling up, rocks to really beat my fear of heights for the most part. So I've gone up like 100-something feet in UNS in Utah.
That's pretty dang high.
That's way higher than I would ever go.
We went out a couple months ago.
Oh, in Apple Valley. Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely like
I'm not doing it.
It's very scary, dude. It's a weird sensation, like feeling like laying back in a rope. That's just like it's just a fucking rope, dude, and you're putting your entire weight into that rope. It's just a really weird sensation.
I'm not worried about the rope. I'm worried about what the rope's attached to. You guys, you bring your own like cams and shit, or is it like
it's like most of the stuff I do is like sport climbing. Yeah. So like it's like pre-drilled holes, and then you just clip your carabiners in there, and then attach that way your quick draws.
It still kind of freaks me out though too, because like
how well are those done?
Yeah, like rock climbing. I do indoor rock climbing. I've gotten pretty into it the last couple of years. Like I'm going tomorrow. It's like the only exercise I get. But like the outdoor stuff is scary as fuck. Like, I don't know who drilled that. Like, do you put like glue in it, like Loctite to help keep it stuck? Like,
Loctite, just some Gorilla Glue. No, I don't. Nicole explained it to me. It's they like drill the hole, and then there's like a nut that goes inside the hole. Okay. And then the peg goes inside of there, and then it screws into the nut. So it's kind of, it's like, and then it's like I believe there's several nuts, and it's just like probably like 9-10 inches within like solid granite.
Okay.
That like a steel rod.
Seems pretty solid.
It's pretty stable for the most part. And then after that, you like, it gets tightened with a washer, and then you have the hook. I forgot the name of that. Anyway, but like, there's like several of those, like on a single pitch route, there's probably like 5 or 6 like draws that you got to put in, and then you have like an anchor at the top, which is like 2 bolts put in there, like down like 10 inches with a steel rod, 2 steel rods. So it's like pretty sturdy for the most part.
Yeah.
So you're doing like lead climbing where you go up and you have to clip in as you go?
I've only done lead climbing in Utah because we went to, where did we go? Maple Canyon, which is like a sandstone conglomerate. So it's like like big groupings of rock and sand. So it's like you can
like
kind
a
of
death metal song title.
Yeah, Sandstone.
Or a band name.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, yeah, anything can be a band name.
Anything
Yeah, I know.
goes.
I know.
Totally. But yeah, like the cool thing about that kind of stone is like you can just make your own grips and ledges everywhere. So it's like really easy to climb for the most part. So I learned how to lead climb like there, and I haven't done it since pretty much.
Gotcha.
Lead climbing, and now I'm all top rope.
So you got into climbing because she's always been way into climbing.
Yeah, she's like insanely.
She's crazy good at climbing.
Oh wow.
She does ice climbing too.
Yeah,
with
she
like
ice climbs.
Ice picks and shit.
Dude, it's insane.
Where do you do that?
I like it down here. Like I'm already where I need to be.
Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to go up on anything. Where do you ice climb at?
She mainly ice climbs like Wyoming's a big spot. Places in Alberta, like Banff.
Okay.
Actually, places in Utah in Zion. It's like desert ice. It's really, really interesting. So she does we went there on a trip last winter and she did some crazy ice climbs, like multi-pitch ice climbs. Is insane.
That's another song titled Desert Ice.
Desert Ice.
There's some ice climbing in Lake Tahoe, but I don't know how.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
it looked crazy to me, but I don't know if it's like whack beginner type stuff or what. But
yeah, I'm not sure. But I know there is some ice in Levining, which is Eastern Sierra, and we actually went there. And that's like the first time I tried ice climbing, but my toe was like all fucked up. So I was like, because you have to like violently kick the ice and get your claws in there. And I was like, dude, I can't do this shit. My foot hurts.
Okay, well, have you guys watched Free Solo though, or what?
Oh yeah. Alex
that
Arnold,
fucking movie gave me a tingly feeling at times. If you know what I'm talking about?
Me too.
Like
that's how you feel when you climb sometimes. That tingly feeling.
Yeah, I know. That's why I had it just watching the movie on my couch. So
yeah, I saw it in the theater. Yeah, it was a pretty cool experience seeing it that big. And that was like right around when I was getting into doing like climbing in the gym. So it was like all inspirational, but also at the same time, like I don't ever fucking want to do that.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Like the worst idea ever. But
no one wants.
That was a pretty incredible story. And like I always trip out that it took like the first people 6 months to climb it.
Yeah.
And then he did it in like 3 hours?
3 hours, yeah.
So
he's done it quicker, I think, too.
I thought for sure he was gonna die on that like certain part that he was struggling with and
couldn't nail that crazy hook
when
overhang.
He said, "Don't film it because I'm going to die here."
Yeah, exactly. The part where he made you believe he was gonna die.
So stressful.
What are you sipping there, Cheney? It looks good.
This is a Socks and Sandals Foggy IPA.
Speaking of beving up,
6.6.
Might need to
you
go
guys
get the remainder.
Bev up, dude.
Yeah, go turn your mic off so you don't. All right. Oh, a gentleman.
Hot mic.
He turned.
Word. Yeah, I used to actually climb at Pacific Edge. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I think that's the first place I ever did that.
Like when I was a kid, I actually went quite a bit.
Yeah. I've never been to that climbing gym. I see it all the time.
I would do that. That's pretty cool.
I would too.
Yeah, I would do that. I had
you should go next time I come up. Or, one of these next times.
I'm down. I don't have any equipment anymore.
You can just rent it all. It'd probably be like $25. So
I wonder if I could. I could probably pass the belay test.
What's a belay?
The belay, like, there's a guy who climbs, and there's someone on the ground who's the belayer, and they feed the rope. And you have to.
Well, the more important thing is they keep you from falling. So when you get to the top, you say like, "All right, tension on, please," and the belayer like puts the brakes on the rope and lowers you down.
Oh, okay, got you.
And so like they're your safety net.
Right.
Yeah. But it's really fun, like when you're a kid, because you can like have the belayer like let out a bunch of slack, and then you can like jump off, like let go, and you like fall.
Oh yeah.
And the belayer goes off the ground.
That's hella fun. That sounds hella fun.
Yeah. So we used to like do that
jump
a lot.
Towards the rock when that happens.
Horsing around. But yeah, I remember one time when I was a kid, I fell doing a lead climb, and you go like away from the wall, and then you fall down to the last point that you.
Yeah.
The lead climb, the rope's not at the top. It's like the rope's on the ground, and as you go up, you clip it in.
Right.
Yeah. So you set the next point.
Yeah.
The next bolt.
Which is really fun. And then, so you fall. If you fall, you're gonna fall down to the last point and then like pendulum back in.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that, and there was like a big hold rock.
Oh shit!
Bullseye onto my nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like so bad. Like it wasn't even funny.
Yeah, I don't think that's funny.
Like it didn't hurt for like 5 minutes, you know, that type of a situation. And it's like I had to go in the bathroom.
You know what's weird about people getting hit in the nuts is it seems it happened like way more to kids. Like when I was small, I would hear about like dudes getting hit in the nuts all the time.
Yeah, and
you
like,
grow up and you're like, why would I do that to my fellow dude? Like, I don't wish this on anybody.
Rochambeau, dude.
So honestly, I think after that point, I kind of just started going away from climbing.
Really? Yeah. Understandable.
I was supposed to get my lead certification, and then my appointment was on Sunday morning, and Sunday morning was the day they shut down California. And so like the guy texted me like super early. It was like, sorry, like the gym is going to be closed forever. No dice.
Yeah, I had go climbing and do some lead stuff, like some like really chill 5-6 stuff.
Well, they don't let you.
No, and outside.
Oh, yeah, that sounds scary.
Yeah, I never climbed outside. I just climbed in the gym, and I had a rope experience. And stuff. I was like way into it, but
well, it's got to be different, right? I mean, the gym is like set up perfectly so that you can actually climb, whereas outside,
well, like outside, you like have to drive all far to get to the spot, right? And then you have to hike in for like an hour to get to the spot, and then you have to set all your shit up, and then like
it's an adventure
to get a rope set up. Someone has to lead climb to the top because there isn't a rope waiting for you. So somebody who's better than me needs to go before me to go set the rope, so then I can top rope.
So we got Nicole.
Yeah,
she's pro. But no, it's fun. It's like I think when the difference between like gym climbing, from my experience, because I'm not a fan of like the self belay. Like I can't stand that thing, dude. It's really freaky.
Oh, I've never used that. I don't think that was the thing.
Oh, it's creepy, dude. There's like slack on it when you get to the anchor, and you just let go, and you just go boom, boom, boom. It's like such a weird sensation.
Okay. I don't think I used to climb like 20 plus years ago, so I don't even think that was a thing. You had to have the
auto boy.
Yeah, you had to have a home boy.
You had to have the boy do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, going outside, I think decisions like it's like I think it's more like you have to think about a little bit more, whereas like you have a color graded route in a gym.
Yeah.
And it's all buckets and it's all just super easy grabs for the most part, super easy grabs. But outside, you kind of got to like stay for a minute and like plan your next move and like plan where your feet are going to go. So it's like less taxing, I think, on your body, because if you're not climbing right in a gym, like you can get burnt out and, you know, on your forearms really, really easy. But I don't know. I think outside climbing is just a little more rewarding, and it's just more thought that has to go into it.
Makes sense.
But I remember like when you and I went last time, like I think I climbed like 3 climbs, you know, but at the gym, and that was like an 8-hour excursion. At the gym, I'll pull up and be like, all right, I'm going to do 10 climbs in the next hour and 15 minutes, you know, and then like go home and take a shower. It's just like a quick point in the day. But
yeah,
so it is, I think, a little more rewarding in that regard, because like you get to go out of your comfort zone and go like have fun outside and get fresh air and be quiet and get away from like whatever pop dubstep remix they're playing at the gym.
Right. Yeah. That is something I've been thinking about a little bit more, doing some more nature stuff.
It's nice getting out into nature.
Because, you know, we live in Santa Cruz.
You live in like a really great spot for it.
I know, I'm always just like playing guitar at home. That's like it.
They got to come with us to Yosemite and stay at North Dome.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
super
be sick.
Fun.
You can.
We usually do a backpack trip to like this place. It's across the valley from Half Dome. It's called North Dome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a 7-mile. Is it like, no, it's like an 8-mile loop or something. Or not a loop,
I think
out
it's
and back.
like 7 miles in and then 7 miles.
Yeah, you're right. And then you get on top of this fat dome, dude, and you look straight down, and that's the valley floor of Yosemite. And you can see the entire valley. It's so epic, man.
That's nuts.
And we usually go every year and stay a couple nights there. So you guys should come out.
That would be awesome.
Sounds sick. We do have like some camping gear and shit like that.
It's mostly festival.
I've only used it at a festival. But yeah, since like Cheney crashed, this I've been like, I need to be more prepared for emergencies, you know. So I've been like buying all kinds of emergency stuff, and I was like, might be kind of cool to like go just test it all, you know, like go out and just like have like a like a bug out backpack and just like go out and try to like sleep in a shelter, just see what it's like.
Dude, it's fun. It's like being on tour, but like without the bullshit.
Dude, totally.
And you could die a lot easier.
Yeah.
Well, actually, probably not, because van driving is pretty.
Yeah, van driving's perilous.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really horrifying. That's why I like to drive a lot.
I'm surprised that we don't hear of like crazy things happening with bands driving more often, because it seems it is dangerous to do. And some of the chances that we take on tour, just as bands in general, it's like sometimes tours are in the winter and you're driving on that crazy drive between Denver and anything west, and it's like really fucked up in those mountains, and it gets so snowy and scary.
I remember one time we were on a tour. I think it was on this tour with Enslaved, and we got to this grade, and it was just so fucking snowy and so scary. And like, I'm from coastal California. Like it snowed once when I was a kid, and it snowed for like 3 minutes, and it was so weird. Yeah, that's like my experience driving in snow. And I'm driving this giant van with all my friends in it, in a trailer that doesn't have brakes, you know. Yeah. And like, I'm going down this thing, and I noticed that it can't catch the brakes are just sliding, you know. And everyone else is in the same boat, so it's kind of all right. But like, there was literally no visibility, maybe like 5 feet. And one pocket of visibility opened up, and I looked to my right and the left, and there was just like, as far as the eye could see, flipped semi trucks that had flipped that night.
Oh my God.
And then I got really scared, and I was just like going down the grade. And I remember I was like, we gotta make it to the show. I really need this, like $50 or, you know, whatever, like whatever the band got paid back then, you know. And it's like, oh, if we don't do this, like, we don't get free pizza tomorrow, and then we have to like pay for food. I can't do that, you know. Like, and so I saw like an opportunity to pull over, and I didn't. And I really regret not doing it. And we got stuck on that grade for like another hour and a half, and I was like sweating so crazy, so scared the whole time. And finally, I was just like I could feel the trailer in the van kind of dancing around. And finally, like,
that's not good.
It felt like eternity later, I got to an off ramp, and I was like, fuck this. Like, we are getting a hotel. Like, I know we can't afford it. I know we can't do this, but like, I'm not dying here.
No. That was on the I-80 going to Denver.
I think it was in Montana. Actually.
Oh, that's like the worst. That's where everyone flips, man.
And yeah, we just posted up at a hotel and like lived out of the Walmart for a couple of days. It was like actually really nice. It was really relaxing. It was like warm.
I know.
Yeah, see, like hearing about this stuff, I'm like, do I really need to even tour again? Like,
touring is fun when the condition, when everything is under control and it's like spring and spring through fall. Great times. Yeah. I heard there was a band that I heard, maybe it was Decrepit. They have a strict no winter touring policy, and I was like, that's really fucking smart.
Really
super smart.
Makes sense. I was on a Twitch stream with Scott Carstairs of Fallujah on Friday, and him and Rob were talking about their experience when flipping the van. On that Hate Eternal tour.
I think we had I think Riley was in the band when that happened. I think he talked about that on this podcast. Yeah, totally.
It's insane. Like the amount of detail when they were explaining, and I just got like chills. I'm like, fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
Because we had a mild, like a close call on a Faceless tour. I forgot what tour. I think it was just like us headlining, and we were driving off, funny enough, Dead Man's Pass in Eastern Washington going into Seattle. I think you guys had the same routing on that last tour we did. And there's like a fat snowstorm.
Yep, and that we got stuck there too.
Yeah, we went down that's where we pulled over. Yeah, we pulled over.
Yeah, you guys were smart. Steve, EJ Shannon, I love the man. He's like, we can't miss the show. So we kept going, and then like we spun out once, which wasn't a big deal. Because the snow.
With the trailer?
Yeah. Well, it's just like, and then we got stuck.
I thought you meant like.
No, that was the next.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. We kept going this crazy grade, and then EJ passes the snowplow instead of staying behind it, which,
oh my God,
because he was like, oh, I got this. I'm like, all right, dude, like, just please be safe. Just chill, man. And then like, of course we hit, some big snow and spun 4 times. And then like trailer was like almost hanging off the edge of a cliff.
Holy shit.
And then the snowplow comes up and he's like, what the fuck were you doing, dude? Like, they call it Dead Man's Pass for a reason, blah, blah, blah. And he like dug us out and like straightened us out. And luckily nothing was wrong. Damn. But like the fact that happened, and just like, dude, it's so fragile, like touring in the winter. You could die at any moment.
I know. I remember Evan telling the story of another Faceless tour. I think it was
the Moose.
Yeah, I think it was his last tour, because that tour ended in Santa Cruz, and then Evan came here to record, to like track something. But I
was at that show. I remember that.
Oh yeah, there?
It might have been like Santa where Cruz we met.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, the Moose story. The winter is fucked, man. Especially in Canada, routing metal bands of our size who are in vans. I mean, in any fucking vehicle. Honestly, it's not smart to go through Canada in the middle of winter.
Yeah, like don't do that.
You're gonna run into something.
Don't do that.
And isn't it a thing that in Canada, like the gas stations are so far apart that you can't, like, if you don't choose to stop and get gas at one petrol station, then you're totally screwed.
Yeah. That happened to us in the middle, the great middle section of Canada. We were driving like this crazy drive. It was probably like a 10-hour drive, and we ran out of gas. I think it was on a summer slaughter, and we were just like, we didn't have cell phones at the time, and like in Canada, we definitely didn't have cell phones. And so it was just like, all right, well, some of us stay in the van, and hopefully another band is going to pass us on this road and we can flag them down.
Yeah.
And then like, I remember I went one way for like miles, and someone else went another way, and someone else went another way. And we just all went out in different directions on foot, hoping that we could find
the start of a horror movie,
hoping that we could find a car to flag down.
Oh my God.
I think like Cephalic picked us up or something. Like it,
wow.
We ran into some friends. It might've been cattle, but like, luckily,
like actually cattle, or like
we ran into some cattle.
And then like the only people dumb enough to be driving on the road at that time are people on that tour package, you know? Totally. So like the only people we saw were our buddies, luckily, and they got us some gas and we got out of there. But it was scary, dude. We were there for like hours stuck.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Like that sort of happened to me when I was driving it with animals, but we were I kind of knew that stuff, so we were about to run out of gas, and I got to a gas station, but it was closed, and for whatever reason I couldn't use the card thing, so I was like, we're just gonna sleep here, and when it opens up we'll get gas and then go to the show. That's what we did.
But sometimes shit like that can like be super funny and entertaining, like when you blow it on the road, and it's
totally
like there's safe scenarios that are hilarious. Like we were in Europe once, and I was really excited because we were going to go to Paris. I've never been to Paris. I guess I played that show out there, but like it was sick because we drove overnight. We're like, fuck yeah, we're going to get like a day in Paris. I really wanted to like do the touristy stuff. I do that shit. I think going out and seeing the sights is a pretty fun thing to do. But we stopped in the middle of somewhere, in the French countryside. The driver had to go to the bathroom or get gas or whatever. And then, I'm asleep. I don't get off the bus. But then a couple, like 3 hours later, we got pulled over by the cops, and everybody on the bus was freaking out because in Europe, you usually share your bus with 2 other bands. And like, we're out there partying, whatever. There's like weed or alcohol, just like stuff that you probably don't want the cops to see you in.
Right.
And everyone's freaking out. They're like, everybody, like, this is not a drill. Like, hide all contraband material you have. The cops are here. And the cop comes and he goes, I'm not even gonna butcher a French accent. Sorry for almost even starting.
No, let's hear it.
Merci. Do you?
They were like,
See it through.
Is somebody named Steve Jones part of your tour package?
What?
And we were like, yeah. And they're like, is he on your bus? And we are like, I think so. And
like, yeah, of course he's on the bus.
His bunk, Steve wasn't there. And Steve got off at the gas station like to get a snack or something and forgot to like do the protocol where you leave your laminate on the fucking doorknob so the people know that that you're off the bus.
You left Steve.
And so we lost Steve. We left him at a gas station. And then they were like, all right, well, he's back there a few hours. And like he called the police and he was like, I'm lost and I have no form of communication out here. If you see a bus with this color trailer heading towards Paris, like I need that pulled over.
Dude, Steve.
And then,
oh my God.
The drivers out there are all unionized. So
they can't just turn around.
All the gas is paid for. Like they can't do anything except what is on the itinerary. And so we had to wait on the side of the road while Steve hitchhiked with some random couple from the gas station.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So like sometimes
that's awesome.
Like road hazards are like pretty funny or like become these great stories. But
because when he got there, you guys were like, oh, what the fuck, dude? Right?
Yeah. It was just, I think he was more scared than we were. You know, like that's
total. I would be
probably
petrified.
Super weird.
Dude, a bus.
But yeah, he like managed to find people who spoke English good enough to like let him hitchhike to a random bus on the side of the freeway.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, Animosity did that in Mexico, which is in hindsight a little bit sketchy. But
probably wouldn't want to be stranded at a gas station.
Yeah, we were our van. It was like we were on a tour or something, and then we're like, oh, we can go play a show. We went and played a show in Mexico really early on, like because they loved bands on Tribunal. Like, yeah. I don't know why, but Tribunal bands.
Were you on Tribunal?
Yeah, like our first album was on Tribunal, and so was Taste of Blood.
Yeah, I was on Tribunal.
Wow.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What's it?
And then, so we went, like they flew us down there to play a show, and it was the first time I'd ever like flown to play a show, you know. So it was super fun.
Real rock star treatment.
And it was where was it? It was I honestly can't remember the name of the town, but it wasn't too far from the border. It was like a few hours maybe. And so we were like, oh, we could like go play another show. Let's drive there, right? Terrible idea.
Yeah.
Not my idea, by the way. But our trailer, like, the axle like broke on the way there.
Oh man.
And you know, there's no AAA like once you're in Mexico.
Yeah.
You know. And
yeah, I had a feeling this was going to be this story.
Yeah. Which I've never told on the podcast. So then we were like, all right, let's just put everything in the van and then just ditch the trailer. And then we were like, all right, well, we took all the stuff out, put it in the van. So there wasn't really even enough room for all of us. So me and Frank were like, all right, we'll hitchhike to the show.
Oh my fuck. Holy shit.
And then we were like, all right, well, if we're going to ditch the trailer here, let's fuck it up first. And so we like grabbed bricks and stuff, and we were just like fucking it up. And, like...
I love that logic, dude.
Let's just destroy the trailer.
But dude, I was like 20. Yeah, I was literally 20 because I think it was on like the Origin tour or like on the way out to the Origin tour. So I was like 20. That was like our second tour. And then we're like, yeah, let's fuck the trailer up. So we fucked it up, and then a bunch of people showed up and started like taking it apart and like taking it. You know, taking the wheels and everything.
You're like, yeah, come, take everything.
And then Frank and I like hitched a ride with this couple.
Wow.
Who were actually super chill. They liked rock and stuff like that. And
guitar music.
Yeah, and it was far. Rock. It was like a couple. Like I want to say, we were at least 1 to 2 hours away. But they were like, we're heading there anyway. We'll give you guys a ride. So they literally just took us to the venue. And then we met up with the band.
So sick.
And played the show. And then driving out, somehow, I think because, I don't know how we fit on the way, not on the way in, but we fit on the way out. I'm not sure how we
sold
managed.
Merch or something.
We sold merch, so there was like a bin gone. So, like, we had, you know, we were sitting in the gutter.
You guys are like merch kings, dude. You probably sold like half the van worth of shit.
We probably sold a lot of merch.
Yeah, that was the thing back in the day. It was all the rage to have some Animosity merch.
And we had a bunch of money rolling around Americans in a van you know. But I remember like on the drive back, there was like dudes with like fucking machine guns and shit, like stop points, because it's like you're just in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like it's the drives there. It's not really like the same as driving here. It's the roads are like different. Like I thought it was really weird because you drive for like 50 miles, like just totally straight, and then the highway just like goes like right, like totally straight for another 50. Wow. You know, it's not like curvy, or it was really weird. Yeah. And then anyway, we somehow made it and did that. And after that, I was like, yo, we're never driving to Mexico again. Like, well, we did drive to Tijuana.
Did you guys get into other trouble with a trailer in Mexico before?
I think that was it.
Or am I thinking about it different?
I think that was it. Okay. That was the time. We had because the only other time we drove to Mexico after that was we drove into TJ and played a show, which is pretty chill. I mean, you just go.
Yeah.
That's like a few minute drive from the border, and then they open like a huge gate outside the venue, and you like just drive in, and then they close it. Oh, that's so it's like. Although I did eat a bunch of food next door, and then right before the show ran out and was like hella violently puking.
I know that's the thing about I can't eat like I have to eat 6 hours before a show if I'm going to eat. Otherwise, I'll just throw it all up.
No, I just started feeling weird because I don't know. Whatever,
it's the water, dude.
Oh, you think it's because of the water?
Revenge.
Yeah.
I just do it because of the exercise.
The revenge, dude.
Totally, that's what it was.
Montezuma.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever threw up doing vocals.
You never like. I don't know. I think that I just like work myself up, and I've ran out after sets and thrown up really violently.
Well, that's like sick though. That's like the good kind of puking.
Yeah, it wasn't like food poisoning induced. It was just my own fault.
I was like, oh, I'm starting to feel a little queasy here. And it was like in front of the whole line. And I remember just being embarrassed, like, fuck, they probably think I'm wasted. You know? And I wasn't drunk at all. So I was a little embarrassed there. But
that is embarrassing. I'm just kidding.
They also might not have known who you were. Like, they're just like, oh, some guy.
Yeah. Right. All right. I guess that's
some gringo just puking everywhere.
Yeah, it's probably pretty common for
that's quite presumptive.
Americans to be down in Tijuana throwing up.
That's true. So true.
That's a little presumptuous of me to be like, all of my fans saw me.
All of the fans.
They don't know who
I am. So, Justin, how long has Zenith been a band?
Approaching 10 years, actually. In November of... Actually, no. According to the Facebook.
Technically?
How long have you technically been a band?
Technically, since I actually looked at the page, and it was created in November of 2011. So I guess 10 years it'll be a band. So
you started the band with Greg, right?
Yeah. I just started off as just like a small recording project, just kind of not really trying to do anything, just trying to record something and have fun. And then I asked Greg, because Greg lived in the same apartment complex as me in Bakersfield, and I asked him to come over and just track vocals, and then we just released it on a whim, just put it out, just like, oh, here. And then people were responding like, oh, I'll just write another one. And then wrote another one, everyone liked that. And then Metal Sucks picked it up, and I'm like, oh shit. So then we put out an EP, which was Cosmic Dissonance. And then Rob joined the band, and then we got signed to Unique Leader. And then we pretty much just formed it into a live touring unit. And then I guess the rest is just kind of like history. It's kind of like, didn't really expect it to be anything. Was just trying to just write some DM.
Yeah, I can definitely relate on that.
I know I'm going to have a really hard time trying to perform those older songs.
Yeah.
I got it, dude.
It's like, it's just like nonstop. I remember I saw Zenith Passage down here at the Whiskey, and I was like, there's no way.
I think your comment was, how does Greg keep the glasses on his face?
Yeah, that's also a great question. Like, I bought a Croaky. That's like what the glasses, the brand thing, when I was playing with John Frum. It's kind of like shitty not being able to see when you're on stage. So you have like no idea what's going on.
You bought one of the strings that you tighten?
Yeah, I just put the string.
That's hard, dude.
Yeah.
That's super hard.
It's like
pretty
bright
funny.
Orange.
All my friends were making fun of me, but I was like,
No way. That's so sick.
Doesn't make a difference.
That is sick. When Travis
That's
plays,
super hard.
he would just take his glasses off, but then he couldn't see his
Yeah,
fretboard. And
it
then
kind of sucks.
dude, he couldn't see his fretboard. So no matter what the lights that we have were programmed to do, we had to have like a faint light on at all times. And I was like, dude, this is fucking killing the vibe. I want to see like a dark stage.
Travis was like Superman when he took his glasses off.
I know.
Like Clark Kent.
It really is.
Then he starts ripping. You're like, oh shit.
I know.
Yeah, I remember seeing Zenith Passage, and I was just like, in my head, I was like, there's no way. There's no way this guy is going to be able to do this many vocals in like the next 30 minutes or however long a metal set is. And I was just like shook. I was like, holy fuck, he did it. Like nailed it and sounded good the whole time. And like,
yeah, Greg's sick.
Once I was like getting involved talking about this, and still in my head, I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. I'm gonna have to like get my cardio up. I'm gonna have to
just do sing-alongs.
Getting cardio up for vocals is the sickest move that I've ever made, because on the last real tour that we did, which was with Rivers, we were on this strict workout hype the entire time, and I was barely drinking, and I just was in fucking tip top shape. There was nothing that, like, I was just nailing it every single night, because that is really all it is cardio. You have to learn, like, the breathing. For me, I think that's one of, if not the most important part of doing vocals, is learning when to breathe so that you can push out phrases.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like lung capacity, like swimmer kind of thing, right?
Exactly.
It's really hard too, because like when I'm doing this, hook me up, brother. It's really difficult. Like the serious bands I've been in, we don't like have band practice. You know, like the Faceless, we had practice maybe like one day before a tour.
The night of the tour?
Yeah, the night of the tour. Like, you know.
Is that how the Faceless rolls?
Oh, yeah.
When I was in the band, yeah, because like.
Same old, dude.
It's cheers to
cheers
all.
To that.
Cheers.
Clink, clink. But yeah, like we never had a local drummer when I was in the Faceless. So like it's really hard to practice without a drummer. You know, it's kind of like that's literally the only thing I need as a vocalist.
Same.
Like my monitor would often just be kick and snare, and that's how I would figure out where I am in the song.
Totally.
But I also like started playing music as a drummer. I've never got good, but
I know you've seen that death metal quickie video. You're
I filmed
nailing everything.
I saw that. I know.
A fake playthrough, but I made it look too convincing. It was supposed to be funny, but then everybody thought
there was nothing funny about it. We were like, is Derek fucking funny?
I know you, so I was like, oh, that's hella funny that he did that. And then I was reading the comments though, and I'm like, fuck, people are so stupid.
I know.
Well, people don't get it, dude.
Like,
that's the thing.
Because I can't do that. Like, you should have been in the room. It was garbage,
dude. Like, I thought it was pretty like obvious when you're just like hesitating on what like symbol to hit.
Yeah, people are like, damn, Derek, how long you been playing drums for, bro?
Yeah, I had like friends I've known for like 10 years being like, bro, how come like we never jammed? Justin just edited it too good.
I tried to make it obvious because like you're just like you didn't even know what symbol to hit. It's like all out of time and everything.
But yeah, so like I think about music mostly from a drumming perspective, and that's like what makes that's what unlocks the music for me. But like, so we couldn't practice because we don't have a drummer in town, and so like maybe the drummer would come out like 1 or 2 days before the tour, because like we all lived with our parents, or like for a long time me and Brandon shared a bedroom, you know, in a house. Like we don't have a place to set somebody up. And so just like, all right, you can sleep in the jam space for a night, and we could probably get away with that, you know, and we would practice. So like a lot of the stuff I do, the first time I ever track it or say the words even audibly is when I'm doing it full volume in the recording booth. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it'll take me like 3 tries to finally be like, oh, the breath goes there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so like, it's kind of like a long process when I track vocals, because like, I'm like, oh wait, no, the voice should probably actually kind of be like this, or oh wait, I should downturn that last syllable instead of upturning it. And like we trial and error a lot, like in the moment.
I think you're not giving yourself enough credit, because when we did that music video, and you were actually reciting everything at full volume, and it sounded like I was like listening to the playback from the video, and it's like everything's spot on, dude. There
you go.
You give yourself a little more credit there,
he's,
but
he's a humble man.
I'll drink to that.
Totally. Yeah, I mean that's a good benefit of where we live is like we can make noise, so Cheney can totally practice a lot.
Well,
so
and
she gets to actually like hone in on all that stuff.
And that the drummer is like built into my house. So, you know, I can.
And the guitar player.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like we can practice, you know, it's
work on stuff a lot.
Yeah, a lot. But yeah, breathing is a huge thing to nail down in doing vocals. And it's what it just kind of brings everything together, especially in a live setting.
How much time, like a day, do you guys spend working on Entheos music? Because like you live together, I know like you got jobs and
really
stuff,
varies.
Like,
it really
do you
varies.
have a schedule, or do you just like you'll be watching a movie and you're like, nah, let's go practice right now instead?
We're kind of lazy. Once we start watching movies, that's it. It's going.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Then we start, you know, the ice cream comes out and stuff.
But we do work on it. Yeah, me too.
We'll be like, all right, we have to get some stuff done, and then we can go watch movies.
Yeah.
You know, type of thing.
Yeah. We do work on it probably more than, you know, people who aren't in a relationship with their bandmate and aren't the two people who are doing essentially everything in the band.
I mean, right now, like we were really starting to get going on tracking vocals, so we'd probably do a couple hours a day, you know, and then but like that was kind of just that week we had started doing that, like, but maybe not every day, because some days I'll just get home kind of late from work or whatever, and it's just not feeling it. But we more like have times where we know we're gonna record, you know, or like I'll try to make sure to get home early or take a day off.
But that's just the stuff that we're doing together. Separately, we're working on the band like constantly.
Exactly.
You know, because I handle the more business side of the band, which is kind of like a never-ending thing. So I'm involved with all of that on a daily basis. There's always some shit happening, or writing lyrics or whatever. And Naveen is now I mean, you've always been the guy writing most of the stuff, but now since he's doing everything, it's like for the last year and a half, he is working on the album constantly, doing drums
or tracking guitars here.
Now it's solos and
so there's always something to do. It's just
always
how much time.
It's funny, like how long metal music takes to make.
It's like
I think a lot of people understand that.
It's a lot.
Like my girlfriend knows nothing about, or she knows some things about metal, but she doesn't listen to metal. She doesn't like understand it. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, we worked on the John Frum record for like 5 years. And she's like, what? Like, you know, a lot of like bands, you'll see them like, we got together in a cabin in the Adirondacks for a weekend. Compiled a 79-minute exploratory free. It like sells 1 million copies, and it's like, well, I worked on this song for a year and a half. And like 80 people heard it.
And you posted, it's like 130 likes. You're like, sick. Sick. But
it's
always,
still cool, but it's just funny, like the amount of effort, or like, you know, I have like this little beat making machine. I have songs I've been working on for like years on it that will never get finished because I don't know. I think like when you start making like technical death metal music, it's hard to like settle for some things. That's something like
it's so true.
I like about the John Frum project is a lot of it is improvisation. And so it's just kind of like, that's the move. Like our guitar player plays in like 8 bands with John Zorn. It's like a avant-garde saxophonist in the New York art scene. And all they do is improv. So like, that's the thing he's coming in with. And we just like get loose and get weird.
That is
cool. We'll take bad cuts, but it just, that was the vibe at the time. So you go for it.
The character of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I know what you mean. It's like there is an aspect of once you play like a technical kind of music, like what we play, it's hard to go back to basic song structure or to hear stuff with basic song structure. A lot of times when I hear the more generic metal bands, I'm like, dude, if someone would have sent me these riffs, I would have fucking freaked out and quit the band because it's like not complicated enough for me.
Like dial it in, dude. Let's go here.
Well, I know like some of us, like ISIS is like arguably my favorite band.
Yeah, one of mine too.
Like the confidence it takes to play like the riff for like 6 minutes is and like the restraint is something I've grown to like really respect about that band.
They'll
play for like a minute and a half and I'm like, all right, guys, let's get the next part.
Dude, it's funny.
But then it keeps going. And then I'm like, oh shit, it's sick again because it's been going so long. And it's almost like when a bad joke becomes funny because you hear it so many times. Like Tim and Eric does that for me.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they'll just say a stupid word over and over. Like, okay, like I get it. That's the joke. Can we move on? Totally. And then it's like, oh, okay, this is actually fucking hilarious. Like it's the same thing with some of that simpler song structure music. And like, but when I'm like trying to make something on my own, it's like, I can only sit on like 8 bars. I'm like, the riff needs to change.
Yeah.
Like I can't go back to it. And it's
not complex enough.
Yeah, it's not complex enough.
I don't know,
Most people don't want that shit.
That DOS feed is pretty nuts. Dude.
Yeah, I've got these stupid ass songs. I'm gonna just give them to Justin and make him turn them into death metal.
They can definitely be turned into DM songs. I feel like I've been kind of like coming around and like, because a lot of the old Zenith Passage stuff is just one long riff.
Yeah.
And I think I've kind of come to a point now where like I kind of like the memorability of songs.
I do too.
So like I kind of like bringing things back around. Like so I feel like this single we just put out is a little bit more matured in terms of song structure because it kind of has like repeating parts, and it's like a thing I do. I kind of made the term up in my head called like cyclical song structure, to where you start right here and then it kind of goes around and it like meets different motifs and points of the song. It's like in a circular motion. So it's like one riff, but it kind of shares, like when you get to like 6 o'clock, it shares the same thing that's happening at 12 o'clock, and then you get to 3 o'clock, it shares things happening at same thing at 9 o'clock. So it's kind of like a cyclical song structure, to where it continues in like not a like a linear motion, I guess, if you can say so.
So almost like when you're singing around, and like when you get to this word, then this thing starts, and then that thing starts that note, this note.
Yeah. So like when the song starts, it's the main verse, right?
Yeah.
And then, but when you get to the middle of the song, it's the main verse, but it's a different variation with a different drum pattern over it. And then you get to the second verse, which is the same verse as the first verse, but a different variation of it. So it's kind of like, and it goes in a circle, and it's like a reverse. It's kind of like a nod to what happened earlier.
Absolutely.
The way that makes sense in my head is like one of my favorite memes. It's like some deep fried SpongeBob making like a frowning face. And it says, "When they bring back the slow riff with fast drums."
Yeah, exactly.
Totally. It's cool that you're bringing that up too, because I feel like that's very much the direction that we've been going in. And I've even, with vocals, I've even referenced what you're saying, like the going.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, like the vocal, you go around and you catch more things. Or what's that called when you do like row, row, row your boat? And then
round.
Yeah, the round. And so like the songwriting thing is very much something that we've been focusing on lately too. The return to motifs, even in past songs though, so that it's still prog, but the songs in themselves, like stand alone as songs that are actual songs and not just riff soup. And I really enjoyed that about your guys' new song, that, it was in a continuous loop, but it kept building in a really cool way, and that's really satisfying to listen to. And I in my older age, I feel like I've gotten kind of tired of the riff soup thing. Like I do need some song element, but going all the way into like a super dumbed down riff thing is something that I still never see myself doing.
It's gotta be a balance, balance for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, that new song is really cool, and I'm excited to see what you guys continue to do, because I love the Zenith Passage, and it's cool to see where you've come from the last stuff, and I can't wait to see where you're going. So like talking about the 2 albums, is it all going to be a concept that's wrapped together?
I think it can be lyrically. I know musically it kind of is like a nod to one and to the other, because musically one of the albums is very different than anything that has happened in the past. And I I don't know how people are going to react, but at the same time, I don't really give a shit.
Oh, is it is it like rock songs, or is it what's different about it?
It's pure rock, brother. We're out here jamming. Couple dudes in the room jamming.
Just two dudes jamming.
Two dudes.
We got together for the weekend.
He can bring in those rock elements.
Yeah, man.
He plays in not one but two 90s rock cover bands. He had a show last night.
Oh, that's right. He played some STP.
He was playing STP.
Coming around playing STP.
That's
no,
awesome.
It's like symphonic. One's like very symphonic, and very like movie score-esque.
Okay, I think I've heard one of these songs. Maybe it was through Rob.
I think.
Or maybe it was you.
Rob strikes again.
Yeah. Sending it out everywhere.
The leak master.
He is the leak man. And then what you heard, like what everyone heard from the single is what the other album is. It's very mechanical, very Meshuggah meets Necrophagist is kind of the vibe going for on this record.
That's cool.
It's a cool vibe.
We did write a full-blown rock song.
Yeah, we wrote a full-blown rock song for sure.
We'll see how that goes over. But we did not write
we're calling
albums.
it rock, but it's like not. I mean, to us, it is.
Dude, rock is sick. Like the one of the songs on.
It does rock.
It does rock.
It does indeed.
Whether or not it is rock,
yeah,
to be determined.
Yeah, totally.
Mid tempo, dude. Just like power ballad.
Pretty much.
DM power ballads, or
it's
what it's all about.
It's like like that kind of a vibe.
That's a vibe. That's a vibe I'm trying
it's more like of an industrial kind of
that's sick,
rock song. Yeah.
Like
when you slow it down like that, though, it allows the vocals freedom to like get weirder and looser and like drive, because if you just put like a 4/4 driving beat going, it gives immense space.
It opened up a whole other thing.
So true.
Sure.
So like if you have your lyrics written and you're not doing it the way we were discussing earlier, where it's like, all right, this line needs 7 syllables and this line needs 9 syllables, and now I need to get back to an even number. So that would be an even number, but whatever. And then it's like, okay, I've got like these fucking 28 lines of prose. I'm going to just get them out and make sure I can fit them in the song, and you can just get wild with it. And
totally.
Like,
it's cool because it's a takeaway too. Like if you have like a really intense fast music, the whole album, like I feel like most people are going to tune out.
I agree.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Like Ryan Williams, he always says like no one wants to hear like a death metal album or a death metal like set for more than 40 minutes for the most part.
True.
So it's like you kind of like tune out. Like it's great and everything. Like everyone loves DM, but if it's the same tempo and it's the same thing over and it's like okay, like you kind of get numb to it. Like it doesn't have the same impact.
Yeah, I mean, also like where the song occurs on the album is like kind of the midway point, and it's kind of right after some like really a whole like intense thing, and then that song comes in and it makes a lot of sense.
But I mean, just dynamics are very important to me in a band. Because like you were saying, it does get old. I find myself completely tuning out of bands who use that as this is our band, this is what we do. We're going like fast the whole time, or we're just chilling at this BPM the entire time. I get super burnt on records like that. And, I respect it for what it is, but that's not the type of band that I want to be in personally. Yeah, totally. It doesn't, I like to be emotional. I like to feel emotional about the music that I'm playing over. And death metal, I fucking love it. And I love technical death metal, but it only does that for me to a certain point. And then I kind of want to turn the mood.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, because you got to like, there's rules, in like technical DM. It's like all it is. Yeah. It's just like strict math. Yeah. And you input it properly and it comes out sick. But you put like the wrong numerator and you're fucked or whatever. But if you slow it down and allow room for experimentation, it's just gonna like feel like a more dynamic emotional experience when listening.
Yeah, like track listing is a big deal, as you mentioned earlier. And like if if your whole album's just like go the whole time, it's like during the middle of the album, you're like, all right, dude, like you get it, you go fast, it's great, but change it up for a minute. Let me get like a little bit of a a chill moment.
Yeah, totally. I think the first time I really saw that, and I can't remember if I read it in a review, if it was an original thought, so I'll just give it up to a review. It was like for like Jane Doe and You Fail Me, Converge records, and like they start out really blistering and like really fast and intense, and then they were like, think of it as a live show. Like you get into the center, the band is getting tired. Like we need to slow down a little bit, get our breath back, give the audience some room to breathe. And then you finish really strong and like just creating like this breathing motion.
Yeah. Breathing
with the music.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. On our last record, Solipsist, I have like a really chill kind of like I guess fusion-esque track in the middle, which is a keyboard solo. I like to call them death metal palate cleansers.
Yeah.
Like when you eat sushi, you know, you like have like ginger to like kind of cleanse your palate. It's kind of like the same thing with like DM. You kind of got to cleanse your palate for a minute and then indulge again to like, oh yeah, wait a minute. So sick.
A few years ago, we went to like a beer fest at the boardwalk, and I brought a 6-pack of Coors Light and put it in my backpack, and I was like, dude, palate cleansers. And so we were
So who do you guys think are
Coors
like
Light.
Who are bands that you can name that you think are executing that well?
Rivers of Nile. I think like what you mentioned earlier with like the like would they just slow it down? Like they like on every one of their records they have this Terrestria song, and it's like a continual theme each album. It's like Terrestria 1 to Terrestria 2, and it's always like it gets more industrial each album. It's fucking awesome. And I think like they placed that in the album to where it's like you can just kind of chill and like bang your head for a little bbit, and then they kind of reintroduce like the intensity of what Rivers of Nile is again. But I think they have evolved so fucking well as a band that it inspired me to just like write differently.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Opeth too. Obviously.
I thought that last Rivers was really fucking good. I'd never really listened to him before that one. Like I saw him live and I was blown away live. I was like, holy shit, this band's fucking sick. Like how come nobody's talking about him? Yeah. And then Owls came out and I was like, holy moly, like this is next level DM.
Yeah.
And then that new song's really cool too.
Yeah,
so I think that's a band that's executing really well. And then like, honestly, like I don't really listen to tech DM that much anymore.
Yeah, I don't either a ton.
I just like I'll listen to Epitaph like once a year or something.
Or once a year.
Noctambulant once a year. I'm like, fuck, that shit's still crazy. Okay?
I listen to
like,
Soul Niger once a year.
Yeah.
Maybe twice a year. It's just one of those.
Did you pick that up on vinyl?
Actually, our friend got it for us for a wedding gift. Yeah. But
hell yeah.
We had to cancel.
I've got my copy right here.
Dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm like so proud of it. It's like, hell yeah.
We had to cancel our wedding because of Corona, and our friend was like,
damn.
So you guys, I got you this gift.
Yeah.
It's Soul Niger. Can I just send it to you?
Super
That's such a sick wedding gift.
Dude, the sickest. Solid. I mean, that record to me is like one of the holy grails of metal in my life.
Little known fact, like Steve Jones, who used to play guitar in the Faceless,
who is one of the sick Jones. Dude, Steve should get way more fucking credit than he does because that guy is fucking amazing.
He is very sick.
I love that guy. He came over a couple weeks ago and he gave me a guitar lesson. I'm trying to learn how to play guitar.
That's awesome. Not only that, but watching Steve on stage was so sick, man. He just brought so much life to the Faceless. I love it.
He did the upward headbang. I tried to continue that when I was in the band. It was really hard to do.
But not many people know this, but Steve Jones, at least when we were on tour, he could like lip sync every vocal part.
Yeah, I knew that.
And it was so sick. And he would like make funny faces on the different punctuation parts.
I know. I'd be like, how does he do that? You know?
He's one of those dudes who's good at like literally everything.
Yeah.
So
seriously,
he really is.
It's supernatural talent.
I miss hearing his riffs.
Yeah, he's
got riffs. He writes them for himself, but they're really good. He shares them with us sometimes. Really good.
He
stuff.
sends me stuff here and there, and it's always really good.
Sick. Yeah, he was like doing some like shreddy ass like R&B stuff.
Yeah.
A few months back. That was really cool. But Naveen, you were about to talk about some DM.
Oh yeah, I still sort of stay like current on DM because, like you said, you
sent me that crazy slam shit.
Yeah.
Putridity.
Putridity, dude.
Putridity's tight.
So sick.
I think you showed me them.
Yeah.
As a result of Naveen showing you.
Well,
thanks, Naveen.
Like on like Friday, Cheney works like really late, so I'll just like sit in my room and just like click through
Slam
Spotify.
out.
Yeah, and just because The thing about death metal is it's also like kind of competitive. Like you can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna do my thing. It's like you gotta kind of know what's going on, you know, to be like,
true.
All right, people are playing that fast. All right, okay, well now I gotta do that too. You know, like to an extent, you know, that sounds like stupid, but it's kind of, you know, I think we all know it's true to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or just like the level of production or technicality or whatever. It's good to just know what's going on.
Yeah, dude, you gotta know. At least.
So what's something you've heard recently, Naveen?
So there's also a band called Abominable Putridity. That's what.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
Yeah.
They're a unique leader band.
Hard.
Yeah, they're really sick. Putridity is awesome. Cytotoxin is pretty sick.
Cytotoxin is sick. Are we only talking about? Well, cytotoxin isn't
just
slam.
like I don't know.
I would say
I call it
one
all
of
death metal.
one of my
so,
favorite pure death metal bands right now is Opme. They fucking kill it.
Oh man,
they're
Roman
so
Holiday?
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, and for me,
they are so sick.
For me, like I'll hear a band on record, and if you're good on record, that's cool. But if I see you live and you blow me away, then you're a real band, dude.
Yeah,
they opened that Rivers
live.
tour that we did in Kansas City, and I was like, I don't think there's a band on this tour package that can follow how fucking sick.
Because you could tell they like jam like every week, you know, that kind of a band. So
that's
just, like,
such a
crushed
sick band, dude.
They're so good.
I actually haven't heard them, so
they're
I'll
great.
check it out.
They're
definitely
incredible.
check it out.
Honestly, my death metal preferences lie more in the groove realm. So it's like Aunt May is way more of a groovy type band. That's my shit. I'm not like way into super sweepy music or fast whatever.
Yeah,
I'd say my
you were
favorite.
talking about. Oh, go ahead, Naveen.
My favorite is probably Wormed though. For sure.
Wormed.
Yeah. ED.
Yeah. And you
Wormed.
showed me them, Derek, but I wasn't. I was like, what the hell?
You weren't ready for it.
I was
then,
like,
dude.
what is up with this? This is like, I'm not down, you know? And then,
like Wormed?
yeah.
It's the stupidest name I've ever heard.
I started cracking up. I started
You didn't
cracking
understand
up.
what I was saying.
like,
You were like,
Wormed? That's hilarious. Like, past tense. And then, I pretty much, I would hear, they would come on my Spotify here and there. And then the newer EP, Meta Portal, I was like, okay, this is fucking sick.
That's really sick.
It's really crazy music. And
Yeah.
like, I was so happy when you texted me when you were like, all right,
I get it, dude.
I get it now.
Yeah.
I was fucking dying laughing.
Yeah. They're definitely, I think, my favorite newer, like, death. I don't know what you want to call it. I call all that stuff death metal.
It's
to me,
death metal.
it's all death metal.
It's all death
in my
metal.
opinion.
DM.
Yeah.
Good old.
Cheney, you were talking about like getting emotion from music, right? Like I don't know. I probably am just like jaded to some extent from playing in death metal bands and like being friends with death metal bands and stuff. Like over the last, I don't know, it's been a long time at this point, but like I get more of that emotional stuff from black metal these days.
Yeah.
I love
And,
black
like,
So that's another thing that clicked for your boy.
Do you
I'm
like
into black metal.
Do you like Derweg?
That's like there's like two more words. in
Einar
that band name, right?
Freiheit. Yeah.
I actually haven't really looked into it. I remember you were posting like that you were hyped on it.
Dude,
I'll have to give
to
them
me,
the old
it's like-
college
Really
try.
It's like a perfect crossroads between black metal and ISIS.
Yeah.
So it's like
Oh,
It's
interesting.
like kind of hipster
Yeah.
black metal.
it's super hipster, but I fucking love it.
Yeah, that's like I've accepted. I've crossed into that path.
I know,
It's like
me
people
too,
are like, what
man.
have you been
Me
listening
too.
to? And like literally, like my answer these days is like I don't know how to pronounce it. Like I can't tell you what it
Yeah,
is. I wish I could, but they don't have names. That
I
can
could.
say.
You should show me some bands that you've been listening to that are of that vein.
Yeah,
I've got a few.
there's a
I got
lot
a
of
few
really-
myself that are pretty damn sick.
A
They're
lot
like
of really cool,
atmospheric.
like dissonant black metal coming out
Yeah.
of like Iceland. I like all like that scene. I'll send you some links.
Dude, do you like Portal?
Oh man. They're great.
Portal's real sick.
I'm just getting into Portal, so I'm very new to this, and I fucking love it.
Yeah, like I think like Vexa Void is a really cool record. I haven't made it through the new one yet because like I haven't been like I put it on while I was like doing the dishes or something,
Yeah.
you know, and I was like, no, I have to sit down and listen. I know they put out 2 that day, but one's more like a noise accompaniment, right? And then one is like savage, gross death metal.
Yeah.
But like when I heard about them, I think was like Swarth was the record and like outro, however you say that word. I was like super intrigued because I like the theatrics of their live show. Like the dude wears like a grandfather clock on his head.
Yeah, I love that.
And like it's just like mysterious as fuck. And like they're playing 8-string guitars, or at least they did at that time. I don't know if they did. Then they went up, they tuned their guitars up, I believe, on one of their latest records called Ion. And that one was hard to listen to, actually. I didn't really like that one, but I respect that they were doing something really weird and like the opposite of what they're doing. And I find like a lot of artistry in that band. Yeah,
I agree. That's what I've come to really enjoy, the artistry of bands. I listen to a lot of Sargent House bands, you know, like in that vein. And it seems like all of them have like this cool sense of atmosphere that goes along, or art that goes along with the band, that I don't know is like fully realized in a lot of more technical bands. Like all around, everything is really well thought out and super artistic. And I really fucking like that.
I think like in our corner of music, and don't mean any disrespect, but I think we all sometimes forget that music is art.
I agree.
And like Naveen was saying, it's like a competition, and like people can get really good at stuff really fast these days.
Yeah.
And like you learn how to like play on a highly technical level and like
write carried away
that make sense.
Yeah.
And you can like make a cool sounding thing. Like that's a different goal than being like, I'm going to capture a mood and it's going to be about this. And the image I portray through like the merchandise and the art in the booklet is going to be part of the story.
Right.
And like, I'm trying to express myself rather than trying to express the notes an instrument can produce.
That's what I personally am aspiring more so to be with Entheos. That's where I want to take the band. I don't want to rely on technicality. I respect that it'll always be there and
it's
be a part of our
the
band.
Two. That's
totally.
the art form for sure.
But I really like that. I also wanted to ask, so since Greg is a founding member of Zenith, why did he end up quitting the band or not wanting to be a part of it anymore?
Well, it's kind of, I think he started getting really burnt out. And then he had like a near-death experience with diabetes. He's diabetic. And he got like hospitalized and was in a mild coma.
Jesus.
Holy
and
shit.
Like it kind of, I think he came out of that and with a different perspective on life. And like he wanted to take a break from music. And I mean, he's in Rob's other band, Muldrow the Two, and he had to put the brakes on everything. And at the time, like I was really pushing to get this one record out, this symphonic record. And then Greg's like, man, I sent him all these lyric concepts, and he's like, man, I can't do it right now. And I'm like, all right, dude, like just chill and, like, let me know. And then like months go on, he's in the same place. And I think it got to a point where like, I think he's just kind of just burnt out on it. So just got to try to move forward. And then like, that's, I mean, he's still going to be like featured like on the record.
Oh, sick.
So it's like, he's going to be like, coming in for some vocals here and there. So it's not going to be gone completely, but yeah, it is a bummer. I'm not a fan of member changes for the most part. So
damn, dissed you, Derek.
No. I mean, it's not a thing like Derek was in the same place.
Dude, changing members sucks so bad. It really
sucks.
It's really like one of the overarching reasons why we decided to just be a band of two people is because it becomes really old, especially in what we do. Like the member thing just it changes all the time because people can't afford to do it.
Priorities change.
Yeah. And it's like, we were so sick of announcing that someone new is in our band once a year that it's like, let's just take control and not
that
ever.
was in the king of all band member changes.
That's a reason
all
too for
three
me.
of you were all three
sucks.
of you were in the king of
And so like like I said, we would never have a drummer who lived close enough for us to jam, right? And then like people can't commit to that, or it just makes it harder to like have the camaraderie, right? If you're not in close proximity all the time.
It's true.
It's really sick. Like Justin, Brandon, and I talk every day, and I was at Brandon's house last night. Justin's at my house now. Like it's really easy for us to get together and like I don't think we've quite like gotten to the swing of collaboration yet, but like we're learning and we're going to be trying.
Yeah,
and it's going to make it more organic to like help each other with ideas and push each other to make this Zenith stuff really
Totally.
good.
Plus, it's like it made the most sense too. Like when you talk about like the original member thing, because like I was putting off like moving forward for a long time. I mean, that's why it's been 5 years since, you know, anything's happened pretty much. And the only thing that really made sense for the next step was Derek, because it's like, one, like we're good friends, and two, like he's a vocalist that I would always try to like mimic what he did, like with Greg, and Greg and I would try to mimic what like was happening with, you know, what he did. And it just made the most sense. And like Derek,
that's awesome,
like was down too. So it just kind of just came together like a, you know, light in the sky.
So before joining the Faceless, you were a Faceless fan, I'm assuming.
Yeah, 100%. I still am a Faceless fan.
Yeah,
I am too.
The last album is really, really sick. I listened to it a bunch.
I listened back to Planetary, like, I don't know, less than a year ago. And like, it's pretty good. Like I hadn't heard it in so long that I was able to listen to it as a fan of death metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like I was too deep in it to understand, but like, I get why people really like it. And it was like, I have like a way deeper appreciation for that record as a fan now listening to it. It's pretty remarkable. Like I didn't write a note of the guitar or the drums, you know.
Yeah.
Like as vocalist, I'm like the last layer there,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
And just listening into it, like I was like, holy shit! Like these guys were on some crazy shit.
Steve Jones, dude.
This record.
Steve Jones.
Yeah. Everybody. Well, fuck, man, we're like a little over 2 hours.
All right.
Here we
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been
Wrap it
fun.
up here.
Fuck
Gotta
yeah. Well, thank you guys for being on the podcast.
Dude, this was super fun.
Beyond,
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
beyond the podcast, it's just sick to see the both of you because it's been a minute since we've
Yeah,
hung
it's
out.
been a long
So-
time.
I know.
Miss y'all.
Yeah, miss y'all too.
I'm
Wanna
very
hang.
happy to see you, Cheney, recovered as well as you
Yeah.
are after your crash
Yeah,
last
it's
week.
Thank
scary
you.
shit.
Naveen, I saw you on the podcast last week, all scraped up. It looks like your scars are healing a little bit. So,
So, yeah, my
glad
thumb
you guys are
is just-
okay.
like my thumb
Thanks,
is not
man.
doing so well. Like I can't drum straight up.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
brutal.
So it's pretty
All
tight.
right,
We'll figure
Heal
it out.
up, lay low,
Yeah.
watch some movies,
Watch
Yeah.
As
Netflix.
we will.
relax.
Oh, we've been
We'll
doing
do it.
that.
We're gonna watch Netflix in your honor.
Yeah, we got it.
right after we get off.
We're
this.
doing some 90-day fiance. Dude, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, you guys watch? Have you guys watched Fuckboy Island?
No, should we?
Yeah.
All right. Fuckboy Island.
you guys.
Everyone watch it.
Right on, dude.
All right.
Thanks for doing the show, you guys.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Peace.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Later.
Later, y'all.
Later.